Yay!
Yay.
Let's do a little bit of a little dance.
Okay.
Because we're live. Joe is currently.
I'm live. I should be live.
Oh no! I meant you're currently sorting your life out.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a years-long process.
Specifically, I meant in relation to the stream, but it's fine.
It is indeed fine. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got...
Let's see if I can find a Josepher.
Oh, you put me in the lower corner there.
I need to see you, but apparently it won't let me mute you, which is,
That's weird.
That's accurate as to how life goes with you around. Can't ever mute a Joe. Oh my God, you're. I see what you mean about things being a bit.
Yeah.
Chaotic.
In other news, I'm not sure that any of my desktop audio is actually routing properly. Multi-output device.
Okay.
That might be okay. So now you are routing properly to the computer. Can you say something?
Hi, Joe. How are you doing?
Seeing the bars when you're talking, but
Sorry?
I'm not hearing you. So let me fix that.
Okay. I have turned off autofocus, if that helps. Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies.
Okay, now I can hear you, I think.
Yay.
Yay, indeed. Okay. So, next problem.
So many next problems.
Many next problems. Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can change things.
That should help. No. Okay, so I've got your stream here.
Zoom.
And I need to have that pop up.
Probably shouldn't mess with the zoom, to be honest.
Well, as long as you don't mess with the focus. You might want to set a manual focus on that if you can.
I mean, I've turned off autofocus, but it's a case of now I'm messing with things that should not be messed with. But I think that's probably okay. Maybe. Okay. I don't know. I can't tell, guys. I think that's okay. That'll do. There? Hello? Is that good? There. Okay, I'm stopping there.
That actually looks great. That's good focus.
Excellent. I'm not entirely sure where everything starts. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. We fixed the things that have been bugging people forever. That's perfect. Actually perfect. Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Yay. Next problem.
We fixed it. Is this a one-time Tuesday thing or a new reschedule? This is one time because I've got to go do medical stuff tomorrow. Thank you, Rainbow Skull, who has resubscribed for 8 months. And thank you, Nutty Muppet, who has resubscribed for 14 months. That's a lot of months.
Ooh, wow, that is a lot of months. Okay. Yeah, I should also mention that tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills.
Joe is
and I should actually post that on my own channel.
Okay, Joe, can you talk for a bit?
An angry man. There is my story, the bitter rancor of Achilles, prince of the house of Peleus, which brought 1,000 troubles upon the Achaean host. Many a strong soul it sent down to Hades, and left the heroes themselves a prey to dogs and carrion birds, while the will of God moved on to fulfillment. Yeah, that works. Thanks, Joe. Okay. That's appreciated. So... Okay. Mini Cheese Mouse wants to know if I showed you the statue keychain. Not yet. I got a statue keychain of the Duke of Wellington from Mini Cheese Mouse. And
Duke of Wellington. Sorry. That just feels random.
A bunch of other stuff. I'm still setting up the stream. I don't actually have all 3 chats open yet. So
no, Joe,
let me get the chats open before I go get any statues.
Joe is being chaotic today. Hello, baby. How are you? This is Atlas. Atlas is being a butt.
Yes. So yes. Cleo and Joe are going to have different audio levels on different streams. Yeah, so people are saying, no, Cleo's too quiet. It's the opposite of what Cleo's saying. It's like, well, her viewers have a different experience.
Yes. because we do things. Oh, I do like the little pink Joe in the corner. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I do. This is my Total Nuclear Annihilation color palette
Okay.
for when I play pinball. Because it's a very orange and pink, or not orange and purple and pink game, and I'm just leaving it on. It's already on. It's staying on.
That's fine. I
I've got
was saying it was nice, Joe. You don't need to get defensive or anything. It's
I only get
fine.
defensive when I feel like I'm constantly under attack by the same person, and you're that person. But that's just me.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow,
go get
Joe.
I'm gonna go get the Duke of Wellington
I'm
thing.
hurt.
Let me take off my
I'm
headphones.
so
Can't hear
hurt. Can't hear me being hurt. Like really hurt. And also, choo choo. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your support. If not, my friends. Thank you, Sasheway, who has resubscribed for 5 months, and Raindrop, who has resubscribed for an entire year. Thank you. I've got Joe Stream open on my iPad, Clio Stream on my phone. The audio is not synced. I mean, yeah, no, that's fair. I've got a cat on my computer, so I need to get her off. Thank you. And move things so she doesn't mess things up. But also, welcome back.
Easier. Welcome back, Leo. It might be easier to do this if I hold it in front of the other camera. Although it probably won't be in focus. I don't know. Where is my OBS? Why is that not working? Lots of things aren't working. Okay, OBS. Here we go. So it's whoops, Tiny Duke of Wellington, and he's got a.
Hang on. Oh no, you can keep going. I'm probably on a delay anyway.
A traffic cone on.
A traffic cone.
What do you call it?
A traffic cone. But I'm just amused that it's on there. I'm not judging it or anything. It was just like, oh, it's a traffic cone.
I'll set that down here for right now. Although it doesn't actually stand up. It's a keychain. It's intended to hang. But okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep getting all my stuff, quote unquote, organized. By which I mean I'm shuffling the whole pile full of stuff over in one direction.
That's fair.
That feels like work. That feels like progress. You can see the open computer in the upper left over there. That's the one we got to pull the stuff out of. And then we got to move the stuff into the new case that I'm going to set on this table, desk, bench here. Yeah. But I just haven't had the chance yet. So that's where we are on all of this. That's
where we're going. That's good.
Slow and steady progress.
Slow and steady wins the race. Say the turtle. Okay.
Yeah, but my next Minecraft stream is like tomorrow night, and in worst case, if the computer still isn't working, I can have a pinball stream instead.
That's reasonable.
Because I can do that from my laptop.
Thank you, Moonglaive, for the 2 gift subs. That's very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I am trying to desperately hide the fact that I screwed this up. So because I'm doing the vintage theme and all the ripped paper and stuff, I can make this bit ripped paper and it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That sounds like a good plan.
I know. It's one way of just hiding your mistakes. You gotta hide your mistakes. Otherwise, people will know. People will know.
Yeah, so. I don't understand how my hair keeps getting in my eyes. I've like put it behind the headphones and it keeps like escaping from the headphones, and I don't understand it.
Neither do I, Joe.
It's just like okay. So things we definitely don't need for this computer part transplant process are mouse and keyboard. So we can pull those out.
Right. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, like ideally we need to pull all of the things that are plugged in out of whatever they're plugged into.
Time on a bullet journal tradition. Stop messing up. Yeah, that. Yes. So I'm just ripping things. So that's going to go over here. So a bit further. Okay. Wait, in what way is it messed up? The month. If you look over here, the month goes down, and I put in 2 extra boxes over here on this month. So I did screw it up.
What do those extra boxes represent?
Those extra boxes represent my mistakes.
Okay.
But this is the month of June. I need to take off my jumper. 1 second.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay.
And yeah, you don't have to feel guilty about, forgetting things like taking off your jumper in advance of the stream, because I also realized that all the screwdrivers are in another room. So I'm going to have to go and get those shortly. But not yet. We still have plenty to do. Okay, where's my coffee? Is it also in the other room?
Okay.
This
is where I've asked if you've had breakfast yet, because,
okay, I actually have an answer to that you're not going to hate.
Do you actually have breakfast, Joe?
I thought about it, and I made time to grab a handful of peanuts.
I don't hate that answer. I don't like it either.
It's better than usual. I changed my behavior because I knew you would ask. So you get to feel important and influential, Cleo.
But I am important and influential. It's fact.
But you don't always feel that way. And
no.
So I'm helping you see your truth.
Thank you, Cannon Rusher, for the 5 packs you've brought from my Streamloots decks. Thank you. That's very appreciated. Yeah, no, that's great. And thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse, for having some bits. I'm taking a break from an assignment jail, as I've done enough physics for any sane human for today, which is any, in my experience of physics. It's just sort of like, have I done physics today? Yes, I'm done.
Hey, welcome, Darth. Hope you are doing well.
Oh, Cameron just made a code.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
I forget sometimes how heavy these monitor stands are, because they're just textbooks.
Oh,
okay.
Moonglaive, I'm sorry about your COVID medical stuff. But you feel free to watch whenever you've got a moment. The VODs will be up. Definitely on my side, probably on Joe's side as well. So,
Yeah, unless this ends up being, like, really incriminating from an insurance perspective. Okay.
Why would it be?
I don't know. Like, if it looks like I accidentally set my house on fire in a way that appears intentional, then, that'd be bad.
It would be bad, but also, what are you planning on doing today, Joe?
I'm planning on moving the parts from this one computer case to the new computer. I don't have the new computer case here yet. It's over there.
So you're not intentionally gonna destroy your house. It will be an accident regardless.
No, but whether or not the video supports that, it's kind of okay.
Not a big
unplugged.
Okay.
Yeah, unplugged all the things from the old computer.
Tiny
so for those of you who weren't there when I explained this to Cleo yesterday, so this is my old computer case. It's from 2012. And it's gotten warped to the point where PCI cards don't screw into the case anymore. The screw holes don't line up. So I have to keep the computer on its side and gravity feed the PCI slots. Which is not ideal for, like, expensive graphics card. So we got a new computer case, which is over here. It's a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I brought it in here, but, like, that was... Okay. New computer case.
Computer
case.
Reflective. It's reflective, so you can see your face. No, not for you, Joe. You can see your face in it. And it is a beautiful face.
It's directly reflecting back the ceiling light into the camera.
That's okay. No one's going to notice.
Oh, good. The ceiling fan light's, like, also blowing out the... It's fine.
No one will notice, Joe.
Yeah, they're all just listening. They're not watching.
Yeah. So can I just... Cam has just done an unofficial code, which is a slight discount off the Streamloots decks that comes out of my portion of it because it's unofficial and not one from Streamloots. Cam has my permission to do that whenever. So, if you want to buy something and you need a code... And Cam's in the chat. Poke Cam. Cam will make a code. It's fine. So yeah, that's it's there. It's Seahorse apparently. They'll have put the stuff. Why is there fire while journaling? I'm journaling. Joe is making computer stuff.
So I've got four thumb screws I've removed. I'm realizing I should put them in like a tray. or something. You know, I have this laptop thing.
Thanks.
Tray, technically.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's a tray that's got a lot of rollability distance because it's. So I went to the music store,
Yeah.
and I wanted to buy like a DJ laptop stand
Mm-hmm.
because they're designed to be pretty robust and
Yeah.
also portable, right? And apparently you have to order those online. But I eventually got one anyway. And so it's
How
actually
do I need to? Is this something that I should ask?
what
How you got it? If you weren't able to get it.
they didn't have them at the store, but I was able to order one online.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So I went to
So you actually obtained it legitimately, because the way you phrased it was not like that.
no. I went to a photo video store out of New York.
Okay.
I'm very choosy about where I order stuff like this from because if you get it off Amazon, the way they mingle the inventory, you can end up with like fake parts and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we had a box full of LED strips that I just pulled out, and then there's another cardboard box in here. Not 100% sure what this one is, but it seems to be cured to this somehow. So let's... Is it secured to this? It is. Okay. So presumably... Oh, there's accessories.
What do you mean accessories?
You know, I honestly
see.
don't know.
I see, yeah.
It says accessories.
It's a box that says accessories.
Okay, so we've got, like, hard drive trays. We've got more hard drive trays. We've got some cable tethers, PCI screws, fan mounting brackets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more hard drive trays. It's mostly hard drive trays and a bunch of screws. I'm probably only going to use, because at this point I'm using the kind of NVMe hard drive on the motherboard, for the most part. Okay. So, let's see what we got here.
Little pink
I'm looking at this right. Power supply goes here. Oh, there's a whole book that came with it too. Yay.
So what I'm doing currently is I'm going on with my, that's a C. That wasn't an E, that was a C. Okay, we're going to pretend. I'm going on with my, my little, what do you call this? Oldie-timey, worldy aesthetic thing that I'm doing. So yeah.
Old world, you could just say.
No, it's got to have the E on the end if it's oldie.
Oh.
It's the law.
Goodbye to the oldies but goodies.
Yes, that's how it works. Shush. What's Wednesday? Wednesday is already difficult to spell without adding a C instead of an E.
Say I need a hair tie.
I would suggest that is a true thing. Do you have a rubber band if you don't have a hair tie?
No, I have real hair ties, but like I'm like slowly building a list of all the things I need to go get the next time I walk away from the computer. I need to get my coffee, I need to get a screwdriver, and I need to get a hair tie. Is what it sounds like.
Okay, my H came off, so that's good.
So I've never really worked with a computer with a PSU shroud before.
Poop.
Which is a power supply unit shroud. This is supposed to isolate its heat, I guess.
I am going to sit here and smile and nod at you, Joe, because I have no idea about computers, so...
Okay. No, that's fine.
But you explain it to me as if I'm not an idiot, and I would appreciate that.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to say, like, it's hard for me to be patronizing on this in an amusing way, because I actually don't know some of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right? So there's a thing that separates... You know what the power supply is? It converts AC to DC power.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so... Oh, this is nice. Oh, look at this. You can see there's insulation on here for sound dampening. I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera. That's one of the reasons I got this case. It's designed for people who do audio and video work.
Okay.
So, like, this is, like, spongy here.
Oh, right, cool.
So the power supply converts AC power to direct current, and usually it's kind of in the same enclosure as the rest of the components. This computer, this case, because it's designed for audiovisual work, has a separate kind of airflow isolation area, kind of, for the power supply, such that its heat doesn't add to the overall heat of the system. Kind of the idea.
I sort of understand, yes.
Yeah, because converting AC power to DC power is a wasteful process in terms of heat.
Yeah.
It generates waste heat.
Yes.
So what I've got to figure out, and I've never done before, is how does the power supply fit in the PSU shroud here? Presumably I start removing some of these screws, but I don't necessarily want to remove every screw.
Probably best not to remove every single screw you possibly can, although it would be entertaining for us.
Yeah, like they usually like rivet in the things that are like what you would consider like load bearing, so you don't accidentally like disassemble the case entirely. But
they weren't accounting on you, Joe, though.
But yeah, I'm very diligent, and that's not always good.
You're very diligent, and sometimes what that means is you mess things up without meaning to. Because you're trying to do your very, very best. And that is true of all of us. Mostly Joe, though.
So even when I'm like down here peering at the thing, is the mic still picking me up okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a bit echoey, but, you know, nothing, like, terrible.
Well, that's actually, once again, this is the actual built-in laptop mic.
I actually am quite impressed with your laptop, to be honest, because I've used laptop mics before. Not that great.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. But yeah, I've had complaints before when I switched from the laptop mic to like a quote-unquote good mic. People like switch back, and I was like, what? No, you must be wrong. But I was like,
you're
for this...
just wrong. No, yeah, they're not.
For
they're
this,
not.
I was like, well, let's try it.
I mean, it's not your regular clarity.
Sorry, say again.
Am I? I said you're not. I don't know what I was going to say.
Yeah, your input volume might be way up on Discord to the point where you're peeking through Discord. If you go to your Discord input volume.
Yeah.
Maybe turn that down by 20% or something.
Okay. There?
Cool. Now I'm going to turn you back up on my end. Well, no, because the thing is, that'll fix the peaking, right?
Yeah.
So user settings.
Discord noise cancelling is working overtime. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're all good. Didn't affect my end, but it did affect Joe's end, and that's the main thing.
Cool. Okay, let me make sure we haven't missed any tips. Nope, all good.
That was a hint, everybody.
It's fine. It's not like all this stuff is super expensive. No, I mean it is. But they already paid for it, so I'm not
this is already something that you paid for, guys. You don't need to worry about it again.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy this on credit. I bought this with the tips people sent in the past. So, you know.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so
somewhere down here I saw. It's not my best one, but I found my pocket knife thing.
Yeah. So future log notes. I'm thinking about putting one of these things in, guys, for like, that's my notes, and then, you know, something slightly bigger for, because this appears to be wrinkled paper time for this bit. What's going on? I am currently working on bullet journaling. Joe is working on computer things, and
hey, thank you to Miss Canuck for our first tip of the stream, tip in 14. That's going to put us 6 away from our first face camera. Well, no, wait, no, we're not doing expansions. We're doing rotations. Let me just immediately rotate the camera 14 degrees.
Hooray!
Because I know what I'm doing. I say that. I'm like, but also, where is the thing I clicked to rotate the camera?
I know what I'm doing, but only if you don't look too hard.
Yeah, don't look too hard. Uh-oh, the camera is not rotating around the center. There it is. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. It's all coming together, people.
If you believe that, press 1 in my chat. If you do not believe that, press 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you need to do one of those polls where it's like, if Joe is sobbing by the end of this, that
Is Joe gonna cry? That should be one of my polls. Is Joe gonna cry? Actually, Cam, can you set up that poll for like an hour? Is Joe gonna cry?
We'll set these on top of this sweatshirt. Okay, so here's the actual unit and actual.
Struggling to hear you a little bit, Joe.
What?
Struggling to hear you a little bit.
Oh, and power supply cable. That's probably because I was mumbling. That's more on me.
Okay.
Than the mic. Poor discipline. Yay. Okay. Is that a power supply box or a small building? Or an Asimov book?
I mean, questions are fair, Joe. The questions are fair.
Yeah, very fair questions. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And hey, we got another tip rolling in.
Joe doesn't know.
6 from Laura, who says, here's a tip. Don't use your toaster while you're in the bathtub. Joke's on you. I don't have a toaster. But you know what? I do what I want. Okay.
I do what I want.
But
it's a strong, independent
I don't want to own a toaster that badly. Either way, that gets us to 20% rotation here. Or 20, not 20%, 20 degrees angular. Okay. So, we've got, this thing was packed in bubble wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got one of those do not eat packets. We'll save that for lunch. And
I'm not sure what Joe's doing, chat. If you know what Joe's
here
doing.
is the actual power supply. Set down on top of there.
Here is the actual power supply.
Yes, and the manual.
I think I want to get out my knife.
Yay, your knife.
Knife. I don't know what I want to do with my knife, but I think I want to get it out. Maybe cut some letters out. I mean, the knife is good. I mean, we all appreciate the knife, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Crying in what way? Joy, sadness, or despair, or shouting? I was told crying in general. Yes.
I mean, I feel like anything under that general.
Yeah. If Joe cries, then we're going Oprah on this. You get a point, and you get a point.
First, remove your old power supply. Well, we're not doing that. Using a new case.
First, ignore what the instructions tell me.
Provided in the PC case.
Which papers do I want to use?
Okay. So, we have our new power supply. So this is a fun one, Cleo. I got this one because it's nearly silent if it's under like 70 or 80% load. And it's rated for 1200 watts. Which my current power supply is rated for 850 watts. It's also a decade old and is going to die soon. But,
yeah. Aren't we all?
Yeah. Everything. But my point is, though, my current power supply can accommodate everything I'm running most of the time with 800 watts. Which means this one at 1200 watts, I should be able to stay below 70% draw and have it basically make no noise.
Did anyone else feel that? I felt that.
What, the thing about us being more than 10 years old?
Just gonna die soon. I felt that.
Oh, okay.
Not the yellow. I like this paper pack. It's got nice colours on it.
Yeah, Nugget Man says 1200 is a bit much, but okay. That's literally the point. The whole point is to have
be a bit extra.
Enough overhead. Yeah.
Oh, Nico had a craft question for me. Hang on.
Yeah, don't talk about your ages in chat, because if somebody's like, I'm only 10, then I gotta ban you.
Where do you get your photo scrap paper for your journal? The journal, I get everything like usually from Amazon, sometimes from craft stores, but if I can get it from a craft store, I'm going to get it from a craft store, if I'm being honest. But it's very unlikely that that is going to happen on the regular, to be honest, because craft stores are limited in what they can give you. So, because they can only hold so much stock. So, unfortunately, Amazon is often the best bet. Making no judgments, although I apparently already I did like a whole bunch. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, also, if you have a particular supplier, or, if you look at whatever you're getting through Amazon, you might be able to get it directly from a supplier.
True. That is a thing that might happen. Okay, I need to get a width thing.
And Yaro Garcia points out 1200 is good for future-proofing since the RTX 4000 series is going to be very power-hungry. Yeah, that's something else I'm looking at is my next processor upgrade. I was looking at possibly doing an all-in-one cooler after seeing XP Crafted's. Every time somebody on the Hermcraft server is like, I made this thing, is it too laggy? XP Crafted comes in and is like, I'm getting 120 frames a second.
When there is a reason that why we don't hang out with XP Crafted, because he gets better stuff than we do.
Yeah, no, but it's definitely got me thinking about getting because I've never done any sort of water cooling on my computer, but he's clearly getting some good performance gains from it.
XP has gains.
Okay, so these are two. I've correctly identified two of the screws we need to remove to open this power supply.
Hang on.
But this is not documented anywhere. So I'm just kind of looking at this and going, what looks like a screw that's holding this thing in place?
Fair.
Oh boy, it is not easy to tell from the other side, though. Okay, so I start lifting that up. What is it attached to? On this side.
The question is Joe losing his mind from this? And the answer is, Joe never had a mind to begin with. It's fine.
Oh, that's another great answer.
Yeah. I am occasionally known for the giving of the really good answers. Not by you, obviously, but, by like, other people.
You know what really bothers me is there's probably a video about how to do this, and I hate watching videos about how to do things.
Really?
Yeah, I'd rather, it should just be in the instruction. It should just be on paper. Because they gave me a little book.
Yeah,
tell me
I
which
agree.
Screws should come out in order to put the power supply in. Because there's, screws all over this thing, right? And it's not clear necessarily which ones are required to be removed for sliding in a power supply.
I agree. If you're gonna put it, you should. If you're gonna make instructions, just put everything in the instructions. Because some people actually listen to the instructions. Gonna fight whoever decided you needed a respiratory system. I think that was Nature. I'm not sure if you can get into it with Nature because they're a very private person. But you can try.
The manual that came with the computer chassis should have all the labeled screws. Well, I've got that right here. Let me just double check. So it shows. So the case floor is T.
Wow, I am open and inviting.
I don't know, actually. Okay, K is the front of PSU.
Joe's
Shroud.
too busy to fight with me, so or argue, so it's all good. I can make statements, and Joe's just ignoring everything, so it's grand. Thing is, Joe's hearing little bits of what I'm saying whilst he's concentrating. He's like, "Should I respond to that?" No,
yeah, it's like I really like.
I don't have the mental energy to respond to Cleo right now.
No, I'm.
You're busy. It's fine.
So there's 2 mounts for the PSU Shroud, M and N on here, and I think I can see the M one from here, but I don't really. Ugh.
That was not a happy sound.
Yeah, this is.
My nature decided to make my respiratory system not being very open and inviting to air for like 2 days. Ah! Asthma. How we loathe thee. Let me count the ways. Oh, I should have another colour of paper. I can't do that twice. Well, I can, but I don't want to.
Nugget Man says, I believe under the PSU you should have a button you press down and slide, more like a lever.
A lever.
I will look for that.
Ooh, flowery sort of petally paper. Joe is really brave while doing this whilst live streaming. Sure. I won't mock Joe for this.
I'm less likely to wander off because I'm annoyed. I'm more likely to follow through on this. I don't like having the computer non-operational for very long because
it's your job.
To work, yeah, it'd be good to have it working. So this is a motivating factor to keep my momentum even when I'm annoyed. Okay, so it's a lever underneath.
So yeah, doing things on a live stream means that, one, you can get help with it if you really need to. Yeah. And two, if you walk away, you can't go very far because there's another person on the other end of the line. You looks like a pair of pants. I hate that you said that. It's true, but I hate that you said it. There's a jeans... Why are you like this, chat? Why? This is fine. This is how I want my life to be. It's cool, in fact.
But I'm glad that this is what you wanted, Cleo. At least somebody.
The good thing is, I gave my chat double thumbs up. They couldn't see my expression. It was the most passive aggressive. Yeah, thanks. Look, I think I've ever given, and it wasn't caught on film. So you will never know. Yeah. I mean, you will because I just told you, but
Yeah, let's see. A few things coming in. Mini Cheese Mouse wants to know if you can record or stream Minecraft on a Mac. Yes, I did that for many years. Probably all of season 5 and 6, probably, and part of season 7. Also, M says, I'm stuck on the fact that Joe doesn't own a toaster. I mean, I have a cast iron pan. What do you need a toaster for? Like, just put the bread. If you have the, like, because there's a cast iron pan. Oh, I have several cast iron pans, but one of them is like a griddle, like, or with like raised things, and you just put it on that.
I mean, I own a toaster, but I wish I didn't because it just takes up counter space, and I don't have toast all that often.
Yeah, it seems like it's. I don't know. It's good for people that have counter space, and I don't usually live places like that.
I don't usually.
That's on my list of like when I can tell I'm living somewhere good when I can afford space for a toaster.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. Toaster strudel needs toasters. Well, that's not really a thing over here, so Hypothermic Haddock resubscribed for 9 months. Did you come by my cell to congratulate me on you don't have a cell, it's communal. Why no secret tunnels or anything. There are centipedes under there, big ones. I know how much you hate those. Haddock, thank you. That well done. Well done. Right, 1, 2, I can't remember what I've got to go on to after this.
Will this open up somehow?
Probably.
It's got like a ventilation case space underneath it, but not like. Okay.
I don't know, Joe. The best I can do with my PC is.
Would this just slide? Would this just fit?
Is just turn it on.
Like, am I making this too complicated? It might just fit.
Maybe. We switched to a toaster oven more than a decade ago and don't miss the toaster. You can do so much more with a toaster oven. But I already have an oven. Why would a toaster oven
If I put this in there, though,
be a thing I need to worry about? I don't understand. There we go. That's simple. Okay, so June starts with the quote page, the month page, habit tracker, video planner, and then this. Isn't a toaster oven just an oven grill microwave combo? I don't know. Is it? I put you in solitary confinement. Don't remember the ketchup incident. Maybe I do. What the hell is a cooker? Cooker is a stove. A cooker is an oven with the bits on top. That's what a cooker is. With the rings. I can't remember what they're called. Hobs. That's what a cooker is.
I think I'm starting to maybe get this. But I might be able to just slide the thing in. But then here's the question: is somehow I'm supposed to screw it in?
On days of the week.
Like from the back here, but I don't see how to remove these.
I don't.
Oh boy.
You got yourself a whole pickle going on here, Joe, as far as I can tell.
Okay, I do this once every decade. Once a decade, I replace the power supply in. Okay. These two screws pop out here. To let me then brace in the power supply with these two screws. Okay. I'm starting to get this.
Okay.
I think before I actually put the power supply in, though, I'm going to need to already put in all the modular cables that I'm going to need.
That seems
so that
fair.
way, because I'm not going to be able to plug them in or unplug them easily once the thing is in place. Okay. So it's time for me to actually go get the proper screwdriver, the coffee, and the hair.
Off you go, Joe. I will sit here and we'll discuss whether you're going to cry or not and put odds on that.
Yes, thank you, Cleo. And hey, before I go, though, we did get another 2 rolling in from Rotation, who yells, "Rotation!" And let's go ahead and rotate the camera now to 22 degrees. And then Mahi0 says, "Joe, the audio balance is way off after adjusting Cleo. Cleo is twice as loud as you, even when you're not facing the laptop." Let me fix that in OBS. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, Cleo, can you say something?
Hello everybody. I am your friendly neighborhood zombie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, cool. I fixed it. Okay, thank you. And then that gets us another 5 degrees of rotation angular.
Yay.
So up to 27. Woo! Okay, so coffee, hair tie, screwdrivers. Not the oranges and champagne kind. Although I kind of wish I had that now.
Yeah.
Be right back.
The problem, Badger, with the fact that America isn't real is that you and I have both been to America, but Cam hasn't been to the UK. So, you know. My favorite conspiracy theory of the flat earthers is that Australia doesn't exist and Australia is a giant hoax. It's great. It's great. So, that's true. By the way. So yeah. Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. I also take like stream loots and bits and donations and tips, and not just Joe. Me too. You know? Me too. But thank you. EU fictional confirmed. Cleo secretly live in Arizona. I've never been to both UK and US, but never been to Finland. Finland not existing? Question mark. Well, if Australia doesn't exist, explain Pearl. No one can explain Pearl. Pearl just is Pearl. Pearl is all in our imaginations. And wouldn't, like, even if you were to make someone up, wouldn't you want to make up Pearl? Just as a general rule. What I'm saying is Pearl's great. Finland doesn't like as somebody who is building a currently a thing where people question whether or not it exists. I'm all over this. This is great. This is great. I would like to make it known that I do believe the Earth is round. God, in the 80s, science was great. We cloned a sheep. And now the scientists are going, no, I'm telling you, the Earth is round. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I do love a good nost. Thank you, Ken Roger. I thought flat earthers were funny for a while. Now they're just sad. They're just odd. I'm not. This is not a secret. I think they're odd. I also believe the Earth is round as a pancake. Okay, I'm looking at these things now. I want to do like things across from this. I do like this tape though. The kind of little adverts. That's cool. So I want something that will look funky, but not poop. So I've got these ones as well that I can put in. This one's just script. And I've got like the little tapes from here. I do like a little, the little mossy edging tape. That's good. I'm going to use that one. Mossy edging tape. Flat Earthers mostly just really want people to be their friends. Oh, that's sad.
What do?
Oh, we're talking about Flat Earthers.
What? Oh.
Don't worry about it, Joe. It's fine. We're just all we're doing is just explaining that we believe the Earth is round. It's fine.
Yes, that's...
and that Australia exists.
Good use of everyone's time. Okay.
How you doing, Joe? Have you got what you needed?
I left the coffee. I got the screwdriver and the hair tie.
Okay.
1 second. Is this headphones long enough? The
I don't
coffee
know.
is so close. No.
Go get your coffee, Joe. Just get up.
I'm going to get the coffee, Cleo. I'm not muting again now.
That's fine. You don't have to mute. You just have to get it. Okay. We're not talking about other conspiracy theories. We were just talking about flat Earth and laughing, and that's fine. It's fine. I don't want to talk about anything else.
This so we don't have the... That's not bad. Okay.
Sorry?
I was gonna lower my laptop camera. Wow. I actually went to bed early last night, and I got enough sleep.
I do not believe you.
I know.
Based on current evidence.
Okay. So Bungogre says, I'm installing the power supply. Remove the PSU shroud. Unscrew the screws holding the PSU mounting and detach this. Fix to the PSU mounting. Fit power cable into the rear of the PSU before positioning the PSU and mounting into the case. Manual starting on page 90. My user manual doesn't have that. It only goes up to page... Wait.
Have you only got half a user manual, Joe?
Oh, you know what? So apparently...
Oh, God, this sounds like it's going to be fun.
Oh, okay, no, here's how this works, Cleo. Here's how the manual works, right? They've got it, what looks like, it starts off in English and then switches to German and then French and then Polish, then Spanish, then Russian, then Taiwanese, then Mandarin, then Japanese, right?
Right.
But then About 70 pages in, it switches to multilingual instructions for all the things I was complaining weren't in the English part.
But now it is, so we're good,
So
right?
now, yeah, so the back third of the manual actually has a bunch of stuff in it, but you wouldn't know that if you just started reading sequentially, because it looks like you finished the part that was for you.
Right, that does seem really
So,
weird.
thank you, Bun Ogre.
He was supposed to download it. I don't know.
No, I have the paper manual. It's just not. This wasn't well. Okay.
It wasn't well
So
thought out.
okay, so remove those two screws there. Oh.
Oh,
Interesting. Okay,
interesting.
I think those were the two screws I was about to try and do,
Mm-hmm.
but okay.
It's
Hey,
a
oh, this
language
is
learning exercise as well.
so page 86 shows how to remove the PSU shroud in theory. Well, I don't know if it does. It says to remove the PSU shroud, but it doesn't show which screws actually come out for it.
That seems
Although
like an oversight.
yeah, but that means though maybe there's a thing before that about removing the PSU shroud casing. It looks like the PSU shroud has like additional casing on it that's blocking some of the screw port.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, so the motherboard tray might be partially blocking this too. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, this is actually great. This is a very nice, helpful guide that really I thought was going to. I thought that they had just gotten really lazy on this. I was incredulous that this stuff was not in here,
Mm-hmm. And it
but
is.
it is in here, and I'm very happy and very excited about that.
There you go, everybody. Joe is incredibly happy and excited.
Yes.
He's not annoyed. You can tell he's not annoyed by the tone of his voice.
See, and what's frustrating about this is I actually sat here and I read through all of the English stuff, or all the English stuff I knew existed several times between getting this in the mail and this stream, so I would know in theory everything I needed to know. And I was like, yeah, it seems like there's some gaps here, but like it's probably just really intuitive once I get in there. And I got in there and it wasn't intuitive. It's like, nope, this is all documented, just documented somewhere else. Okay, that's fine.
Thanks
We're doing it
for
live.
that. We are doing it live, everybody.
Yeah.
This reads like stereo instructions. Not a single explosion. And he hasn't started crying yet, so, you know.
You know, it actually does read like stereo instructions. Like, I know you're joking to reference Beetlejuice, but... also, you're not wrong.
Wasn't me that said it, but, you know, well done, Casey James.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at page 73 and 74 now, too. Okay. This is really good. RTFM is read the fine manual. Okay.
That is not what I thought it meant. Okay.
Oh, because in British, it would be like read the French manual.
I mean, sometimes it's read the fudge manual. So because sometimes things are put into plates of fudge. So I mean, it's a British thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. You know what? I've chosen not to worry about it. I'm going to move on.
Phil not Phil's the cheered biddies. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't notice that when you put them in. I do apologise.
So we need to remove these. Is that actually getting in there? Okay. We are turning these screws, it looks like, but this screwdriver might just be wrong. Yeah.
All answers lie in the fudge manual. It's tasty as well. I mean, after a long, hard day of building things, you need a bit of fudge. That's why it's there.
Regretting not having a magnetic screwdriver.
I mean, is that sensible to have on a computer?
In some contexts. Depends on if you're working with, like, hard drives.
Okay. I mean, my brain is just like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I am not... I've only changed one graphics card in my life, and that was years ago. So, you know, that is my extent of futzing with computer cases.
These are the ones I actually want to pull. Am I blocking the camera? I can't even tell.
Well, yeah, but only in the sense that, you know, we can't see anything, you know, so it's not that big a deal.
The design for not being able to see anything.
Okay, how do I want to decorate this? I don't know. I mean, I've got this one, which is like lots of little vintagey bottles and mirrors and stuff. I think I'm probably going to use this. This is good. It's good tape. It's good tape, guys. Good tape. If you can find the end to it. Isn't Joe blocking the view with his head not a standard thing?
Yeah, I guess that's all. Yeah, why am I suddenly worried about this? Yeah, you don't come here to see what's going on.
No, to be fair, they come here to see what's Joe doing now. And sometimes the answer is, oh, he's blocking his head with the stream with his head again. Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a good thing I'm not precious about things getting squished, because, like, this thing is getting flipped over several times today.
That's reasonable. I'll have made some fudge and put it in the freezer. Well, go get that thing. That's what we're after. All after a bit of fudge today. I don't actually like fudge that much. Just so I'm clear. Because people I have a very active sweet tooth, which I am trying to control. But I don't like fudge that much. I suspect that's more texture rather than taste. What is bullet journaling? Okay, let's do the spiel. Bullet journaling is a method by which you make your own kind of planner based on what you need for your thing. And a lot of people use it as a form of art expression, which is how I'm using it. If you look through, they get like monthly like themes, and you know, just art. You can see that I use it, you know, less so there because I was having a moment. Yeah, and you just, this is my favorite one because, you know, it's pretty. Yeah, and you decide what you want to do in it, and I put in things like habit trackers and video planners and stuff, and like overviews, etc. So
Yay.
Jean, the month before July. Jean, it's June. I hate you. I hate you all so much.
Yeah, I'm looking at the way that they show, like, removing these screws, and it kind of ignores the fact that there's, like, a sheet of metal directly in front of some of these screws, like 2 inches away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, like, the angle on the illustration's like, oh yeah, just work around it. And it's like,
I don't think that's doable, but okay.
I'm glad you believe in me.
I believe that you understand how directions work. You absolutely love the seahorses. I worked really hard on those seahorses. They were like, I do like building organically in Minecraft, but I don't do it that often. And arguably I should. So, yeah, I did like doing the seahorses.
Yay. This is coming together. By which I mean it's coming apart. It's the part that I'm trying to get apart is coming together. I know. Okay.
That's bad, Joe.
We're getting close to the sobbing.
Okay.
We're getting close to the sobbing.
I can hear that, Joe. I can hear that.
Granny MC says, anyone know what headset Joe is using? Good mic for a headset. No, these are just headphones. I'm using the laptop mic.
It's even worse than you thought it was, right?
It's worse than you thought. It turns out the reason most laptop mics suck is because most laptops have vibrating fans in them. And since my the fan of my laptop only kicks in extreme cases, the mic on it is actually not terrible.
That's actually good. That's, you know.
Yeah, but I mean it makes sense, I guess. Like I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
No.
Like I didn't buy this laptop for this feature. My wireless headset is broken and I'm waiting to buy a new one because well, for one thing I just spent too much money on this. And quarterly taxes are coming up on the 15th.
Oh gosh. That doesn't sound like fun.
No, it's not. Especially because in America, June quarterly taxes, you owe 3 months worth of taxes, but it's actually only for 2 months of revenue. And so, because you just paid for your first quarter taxes and your last year overages went out in April, right? So I had to pay my quarterly taxes for quarter one in April, as well as about $2,000 in overages because my estimates were too low last year. And so now, so it's like, okay, so I paid that in April, and then 2 months later, it's like, and another quarter's revenue, please. It's like,
It does feel excessive, slightly, but you know,
It says I need to remove the back screws first. Well, I pulled the back screws, so that's how we can see into here. But even from the back, though, getting to that right here is difficult at best. Like this part,
sorry,
right here, I think it's just part. This is riveted in. Like this metal plate I'm tapping here is. Oh, another thing I forgot to get was the actual laptop charger. The laptop is like the battery just alert just popped up. Okay, be right back, Cleo.
That's fine. That's fine. Is Joe crying inside yet? I mean, probably. I would be if I were Joe. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which ones do I want. Do I want the old schooly like black caps, or do I want the chill rose gold things? I'm just looking at the I think I might need to get another pack of these at some point. I think I've got like a whole bunch of packs of these. Like I went and got like tons and tons of stickers, and you know, I've got extras, so it's not that big of a deal, but I don't know. You want both? The ace kept you screaming. I'm just debating. Because it's brown, I think maybe these ones, but these are more old school. I don't know. Because it's brown, I think we'll go with these ones, the rose gold with a black shadow. Unfortunately, these are capitals and these are not, so that will not work. But I appreciate your enthusiasm. So we're gonna go with the rose gold, and we're just gonna chill, guys. We're just gonna chill. I'm chilling. Why are we crafting on Tuesdays? Because I have a specialist appointment medically for my chronic condition on Wednesday. So that's what I'm doing.
Plugged in.
Yay!
Yay!
We're working. Joe has a computer to build. Yep. That is not why we're doing this on the Tuesday though. So
yeah. Oh, apparently my Discord chat is correcting me that a screwdriver is an orange juice and vodka. A mimosa is orange juice and champagne. Either way, it's Tuesday morning. I don't know. Let me just drink my coffee and work on the computer.
That's fair.
We can have brunch on Sunday.
I mean, we can have brunch whenever we feel like it. We're not bound to the rules like normal people. We are our
That's
own
true.
bosses.
Okay. So we removed the other screws on the other side of the PSU
We're still normal
shroud.
people, by the way. I'm just want to put that out there before anyone. Cleo says they're not normal because they're. No, we're still normal people. I just want to put that out there. I'm not being obnoxious.
Okay.
I am a bit though, but not deliberately.
Okay. So. Yeah. Okay.
Getting cancelled.
I promise I'm keeping it together, Cleo. But I'm saying that out loud because that's reassuring.
I feel you keeping it together, Joe. I feel you keeping it together.
Okay.
We will, if you manage to keep it together, I'll let you have brunch. I can't stop you.
You can't stop me.
But I'll let you.
Yeah, okay. So the next problem I gotta deal with is these two screws that it claims you can easily access, but that are directly behind a plate that I'm tapping here. I don't know if let me make sure this is in frame. Where's the OBS window? Okay. So this plate right here is directly in front of two screws that are in the manual. Oh, I was gonna say I could just hold this up. So in the manual here, it shows a screwdriver basically like easily accessing the two screws directly behind that plate because they drew it so the plate wasn't blocking it in the manual. But it
definitely is in real life.
Like,
I do like it when things lie to us.
Yeah, nobody's got work to do. Let's just okay. I mean, I can maybe get a bite on the screws. I'm worried I'm gonna strip them though.
That is a problem. That is a problem.
I'm not getting a good bite on them. But this plate here is riveted in. So
what you need is a hacksaw.
No, I have tin snips.
That'd work.
Wait, where did I put? Oh
I wasn't recommending that you do that, Joe. That was a joke.
No, well, I mean that's what they're for. Is for adjusting PC cases. And also, potentially opening padlocks.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
What if you accidentally break if your lock gets broken or something? You might
I suppose.
So I mean, we're just making it look like the manual by snipping this. But I'm realizing I don't know where those ended up after the move.
Yeah. Hypothermic addict. I'm glad you managed to catch a craft stream again as well. We will be going from Wednesday next week, and I think it's the week after. No, the week after that we've got a special guest.
The week of the 5th, which in England I guess you call the week of the 6th because you start your weeks on Monday. The week of the 5th or 6th we're off.
Yes.
Because we couldn't make our schedules work that week. But then the week after that, for the June 15th stream, I think.
I believe so, yes.
We're going to have Janie Laney as a special guest. Because when Cleo couldn't make it last week, I sent Janie a message. I was like, hey, Cleo can't make it. Do you want to pop in to a craft stream? And it was too late. It was too short notice because it was, 15 minutes before. But I was like, well, maybe you could come back some other time when it's not 15 minutes notice. Let me ask Cleo. And, so that's what we're doing. That's probably an idea I should have had earlier to invite, because we kind of had it open to the hermits, and, there hasn't been a huge amount of... That's the thing is, if we're doing something with the hermits, a lot of times we don't open it up to the broader community, but if it's just us, often, we can sometimes do that.
And in that day, it will be just us, and I've just screwed this up. We didn't have a poll on whether I would cry, did we?
Oh, wait. I don't need to use these two screws. I think the illustration was wrong in a different way than I thought.
Okay.
It was pointing at two screws that are behind this plate, but I actually only need one screw that's in front of the plate. Oh, boom.
Oh, okay. Joe's not going to cry. I'm going to cry instead.
Yeah. Cleo's going to cry because she wagered all her gubbins on me crying.
No, I don't have gubbins. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I have infinite gubbins. There's no point. No, I started the week on Monday, and it doesn't. It starts on a Wednesday.
Is it because I just said that thing about British people starting the week on Monday?
No, I was already doing it before then.
Okay.
So
well, then I take no blame.
You don't, for once.
Okay. I can't get this screw all the way out, so I'll just leave it partway in. Screw it.
Screw
the
screw. We don't like it.
Okay. But PSU Shroud should now be completely patched. What? Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. It is not coming out. It's partway coming out. Let's take a look at that. What about this is not... Okay, it was stuck on something. But it's not stuck anymore. Okay, so
hooray!
Throw this on top of
Everybody throw some hands and cheer for Joe, because why not? Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
We're proud of you, Joe.
Oh boy, I'm proud of me too, Cleo. I'm proud of me too. Okay. So, power supply unit is going to go into...
Good hand throwing, guys. I appreciate you. This is why I've got a knife. Uh-oh.
Camronch says emote only.
For the power thing.
There you go. Emote only. Throw hands, everybody. Because you can't do anything else. I mean, you can. You can throw other remotes. That's fine.
Yeah. Do what you will.
Oh, no. They've just been put into emote only. So, all good.
Board, PCI 3, PCI 2, PCI 1.
Okay. Come on, chat. Wake up. I can't believe I did this, but I'm pleased that it actually seems to be easy to fix. None of this stuff is usually ever easy to fix.
Yeah. Okay, so the fan goes down above. Okay.
China.
I'm getting this.
Good, I'm glad.
Me too. Because I thought I was gonna cry.
I thought you were going to cry for a minute there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Joe held it together. We're fine. We don't need to close voting just yet.
Yeah. I'm realizing I should check if I'm guessing these are the power supply screws. I feel like maybe the power supply was supposed to have its own set of screws, though. And mounting, maybe not.
I fixed it. Yes.
Yeah.
I fixed it. I didn't screw it up too badly that I couldn't fix it. Difference between Cleo and me, I'd be flipping a coin choosing between redefining the Julian calendar or drawing arrows from names to correct positions. No, that was an easy fix. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Also, just as a quick note, I should say that all of the parts that I'm working with today are not sponsored. They're not advertisements. I am under no obligation to say nice things about them, nor are you.
That's good, because you couldn't hold me to that unless you were paying me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I also mean like the chat too, because you'll see people who are like, hey, this is a sponsored segment, and so you can't say anything bad about, and it's like, look, man, if you're gonna roll in here and talk about a casino or something, I'm gonna mock your casino and get banned. Like, I don't know, maybe don't take money from casinos. I don't know.
That seems like a very specific thing that's happened to you, Joe.
What was that noise?
What was that noise?
That was the front door of the case. The case has a front door, and I keep forgetting that. And so when I pick it up, sometimes it swings open.
Mini Cheese Mouse says, "Pretty sure someone will want to cry by the end of the stream." I mean, that's just days with Joe sometimes, you know.
You're not wrong.
Pair of us will cry randomly to each other, so. I got offered a game key the other day. I wasn't allowed to have negative emotions or talk bad about the game or compare the game to any other game. So never playing that game, and it was on my list to play. Jeez, that's
why I buy games that I'm gonna play on stream. Like, I don't go to Nintendo and ask for Pokemon. I just go buy Pokemon.
I would never do that on that list. No.
I do have an exception to that though. And that's for games that there's no way to get otherwise. So for example, like if it's an indie game, I'll talk to the guy or girl or whoever made it at PAX and say like, hey, can I get a key for your beta because it's not public, but I'm going to say whatever I want. And if they're like, well, no, you can't say whatever you want, I'm like, well, then I don't need the key, right?
And I don't need to play the game. That's fine.
And I don't need to play the game that much. That's fine. But then I'll also... So, like, I just got access to Minecraft Education Edition. And I had to go through Microsoft to get that because I'm not a university student or a elementary school professor. What do they call it? Teacher.
Teachers, Joe. Teachers.
I'm not one of those teachers. And so I had to go through Microsoft to get that. But I didn't sign anything that said I wouldn't,
that's an incredibly shady thing to do. It's the only game you've been offered that had that clause in it. I've been offered many games, and most of them have just said, do you want a game? And I will say yes or no. And they don't
use the 4 screws provided.
I do not get offered. Well, I'm going to say I do get offered games regularly. I don't play any of them because 1, they seem shady as hell, and 2, I don't need extra games to play because I'm quite good at finding things that I want to play and buying them. So yeah. Cat Dog has resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you very much, Cat Dog.
People are saying the Psu mounting bracket is mentioned in the manual. That's this thing. This thing right here is the Psu mounting bracket. What I'm trying to figure out is, do I absolutely have to remove this grate in order to get... I guess you really need all 4 screws on the PSU, don't you?
Sure. So I'm now debating, do I want to block out these 2 with tape? And I do.
This grate here is, like, in here so good. Like... It is not intended to be. Like, whoever screwed this in.
Good as in, oh my god, why? Or good as in, yay.
Like, bad.
Okay.
So, like, I'm not going to be able to access 2
thanks,
of the screws that you're supposed to mount the PSU with, is my concern. I'm not sure how much of a concern that is on the whole, because the computer, in theory, when I'm moving it, the PSU would always be on the bottom anyway. So two of them should hold it in place, plus gravity.
Makes sense to me. Somebody offered me a beta key for a game and then told me I can't say anything bad about it. I'm taking that key and telling people that they told me I couldn't say anything bad about it. You might end up in court if you did that, though. Depends on what you signed. You have to be very careful if you're a game person, like what we does.
So, in theory, I could put this here, and I wouldn't be able to get to those other 2 screws, at least not with the screwdrivers I had. If I had a super thin one, I could slide it through the grate, maybe?
Not if I don't sign anything.
Well, the thing is, if they say, we will provide this to you contingent on you not doing something, and you use it, that's it might not hold up as well as it being signed, but it would be grounds enough that you would they would have a case.
Yeah.
But like one of the big things that so I've got a couple attorneys because of the divorce, and one of them specializes in First Amendment and defamation law. To help me make sure I don't accidentally say anything about my ex that could get me sued for defamation. And because I talk about my life a lot on the stream, and it was a very
Yeah.
difficult separation. So I need to be
Yes.
careful how I phrase things. But what I was going to say is one of that attorney's big points was, look, they can always sue you for something. The question is, how angry is the judge at their attorney, right? You
Right.
want it to look like anything that they try to sue you for is completely frivolous. So there are certain things where it's like, well, the closer you get to being on the line, if it's an interesting edge case, the judge might go, oh, that's an interesting edge case. I'd love to hear the arguments on both sides of that.
Oh no,
Right?
that's what you don't want.
That's what you don't want. So it's like basically stay as far away from the line as possible so that when you do get sued, because you will still get sued in some cases, but when they do bring the suit against you, you want the judge to look at it and go, this is a waste of my time. You want them
Yeah.
to be mad at the other person's attorney.
Yes.
And so, you're still going to have to pay your own attorney to file something to prove that the judge should be mad at their attorney, but that's one filing instead of a whole case.
Yeah.
You need at least one PSU screw for additional grounding. The rest are to keep it from moving around. Okay.
Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. Thank you for whoever I think subbed. I didn't see that pop up. Thank you whoever did stuff on Streamloots. Thank you very much.
So, anyway, the short version of this is you might be able to prove that you can say what you want about the game, but you might not want to have to spend the money to prove that.
Yeah. And also, if you are in the business of like using games as content, you don't want to be blacklisted either. Because there is a good chance that you will be blacklisted from not only that development company, but others. And
Well,
if that is your business model, then yeah.
Well, and the people who like provide those keys will often take jobs like, oh, so-and-so started with this indie studio, but now they're at Square Enix, right?
Yeah.
You know? And so they're going to remember you if you were doing something. Now, the big difference, though, is like, or the thing is, you can just completely go route around this by just buying the game.
Yeah.
Like, just spend $30 or $60 or whatever, and do whatever you want. Like, it's not like this is an insurmountable obstacle.
No. I mean, I've been gifted games before that I really, really wanted, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll take it and get the key early and stream early and stuff like that. That's cool. But the key thing there is they didn't tell me that I had to be nice. They didn't tell me anything. So, you have to be aware. And I can't remember what Deathloop was. That was a Square game, I think, or is it Bethesda? But yeah, I got gifted that one, and they didn't put any stipulations on me whatsoever. So that was nice. Here's a key if you want to check it out. Is the best. Yeah, that's a nice way of doing it. Our Only Hope Partners resubscribed. Says, glad to catch a crafting stream. Work decided we should be in person on Wednesdays. So I now get to risk the plague instead of being here. The general looks beautiful, Clear. Thank you. That sucks. I don't envy people who are going into work right now.
No.
So you have my sympathies. Because it's scary out there, yo.
Yeah. I'm not sure that's lined up for it.
I'm supposed to do something on the 5th, and I can't remember what it is.
Fireworks show, maybe? Because I know you don't do the 4th.
Yeah, no, it could be our 4th of July separation celebration. That is possible. But it's June, so probably not that either. If you are able to work full-time from home, be thankful because, now with monkeypox coming about...
Well, it looks like that, actually. They tracked it. The reason it's popping up all over Europe right now is because almost everyone who got it was at one particular rave.
Yeah, I know. But, it's
So-
still spreading, and it's, it's a case of they expect that pandemics are going to become more common.
Mm-hmm.
So, we might just need to be more careful as a species because, there's that too many people live close to the edge, and that's where all the new diseases end up coming from. So,
Purple Zebra says, at the start of the stream, I was feeling the itch to build another PC, but now I'm remembering how much my back hurt trying to do all this. Yeah.
Just what we need, more pandemics.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about them.
Mini Cheese Mouse says, are these shelves from a Swedish furniture shop? No, I can't afford that. They're knockoffs. They're not
Is IKEA expensive for you?
Well, yeah, because you have to drive to Memphis, so that's like 3 hours out of your day right there.
That's fair. I've got 2 IKEAs within half an hour of me, so
yeah. So I mean, basically, and it's like one of those things. Like, do you want to drive 3.5 hours there and 3.5 hours back, or then are you staying overnight? Like, it's. Yeah. Oh, but wait. Do you have room for luggage to stay overnight if you're loading the car up with a bunch of stuff? Does the furniture even fit in your car? Are you renting a truck? Like,
I get it. Yeah. It's fine.
It's a whole thing.
It's a journey, is what we're saying. Yeah.
Okay, this feels like it's in here pretty good.
Had a rash of come back to the office stuff.
Give there than I would like.
Took one whip round to play a lawyer to draft the acknowledgement of responsibility for the board, and suddenly we're full-time remote forever. That's great. I'm so pleased for you. Because working from home, as somebody who was, like, before last year, never worked from home, it was amazing. Even teaching from home, the amount of time that we got from just being able to be ourselves, it was like, because our day was structured in a we did full classes in the morning, and then in the afternoon we set them tasks to do at home. So it was like we were on camera for half the day, and considering you're going from half the day completely full on to from full days completely full on, it felt like a holiday. And I know it's harder to teach offline, but the amount of actual putting on the face and doing the things, that went down drastically. I was very pleased by that. It was amazing. Would do it again. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it again, but that's because, I don't want to go back into school.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so we're not going to put the shroud back on yet, because we need to figure out which power cables we actually need to plug in first. If I look at the old computer over here, we've got 2 PCIe cables, and the motherboard cable, it looks like. Maybe a drive cable, although that's not really used anymore. Use any of the spinning disk drives. Okay.
You're right there, Joe.
I'm just, one of the nice things about being super tired all the time, I normally don't feel this tired, but since I actually got a good night's sleep last night, now I'm like dying. Okay, so these are the SATA and hard drive cables. Okay. These are the SATA and hard drive cables. We're not going to use those right now.
He's starting to tear up inside.
Okay. So these, though, are the ones that we are going to have to plug in. Let's see here. One of these should be motherboard. This one says VGA 2 and a bunch of other stuff. This one says.
That one's pretty. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that one. Okay. A nightmare for the parents, though, depending on the children. I mean,
it was a nightmare.
Yes, but as a teacher, it was I got like some life back. You know, it was like as a teacher, you don't get a lot of like personal life because you're always working, and it was the first time I think I ever got like actual free time. So I understand it was a nightmare for everyone else. I felt, and lots of teachers hated it. I don't know why. But I did not.
Okay.
I did not hate it.
I think I want PCIe 1.
Nightmare for the kids, depending on the parents. That's true. I think education is difficult to do online, and for some children it certainly isn't better. I did go into school and take care of all the what do you call it, the I'm gonna call them there's a special word, the special cases, the ones that needed extra input, the vulnerable children. That was my job. Vulnerable children, that was my job during the pandemic. Because when everything first went down, everyone was panicking and they didn't know what to do. And then, like the week after, not the week after, it was probably a month. They said, "Okay, we're bringing some children in. Would you come in and teach them, and take care of them, because they are." I had kind of a knack with the vulnerable children. So, they asked me to come and deal with some of them. So I don't know what that was.
Okay. So...
Thank you for the sub, someone. I don't know who that is.
These PCIe power cables all look like they're basically the same. I don't. There's the motherboard one somewhere. P4 connectors.
Streamlabs just let me send a ton of stuff. Yeah, it does. It does.
So somewhere mixed in with all of these hard drive and SATA connectors is, in theory, the motherboard. Ooh, okay, there it is. So that's the motherboard and, in theory, the CPU.
Not a sub. Cat's playing with awards and... Ah, I see. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not fussed by that. That's cool. That's cool.
So ATX main connector.
Oh, there it is. That's actually quite pretty. I need to play around with, like, moving things about a little bit. Maybe green right there. Or... No, this side is now too dark, too light. This one's too dark. There? Yeah, I think that's how I want them to go on. Kelvilla, resubscribe for 2 months. Thank you very much indeed. Doesn't surprise me with you. You remind me strongly of friends who's a teacher for autistic teenagers. You have the same sense of humor. It's a very teacher sense of humor that I have. Yeah. But no, I always got told that I had a knack for the difficult children. You know what that means? It means you can get something out of them. So we're going to give you all the difficult children all of the time.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yeah, no, I enjoyed that. That was my favourite. Are those actual petals? This is just printed paper. I couldn't afford, like, posh paper.
realizing PCI 1, PCI 2, and PCI 3, these aren't different PCI standards. It's just there's 3 different PCI ports on the pads.
Mm-hmm.
So these are
I still want to
equally
send you
valid
washi tape.
in any motherboard cable. Okay, that's gonna go here.
I think washi tape is something that I would set up. The only thing that I would think I would set up, something like Throne for people to send me like massive amounts of washi tape anonymously. Cat dog bottle pack. Thank you very much. I sent sarcasm in. What about the being thrilled that you're the one that people go to for difficult children? Yeah. I mean, I can see it for high school, because I did have a knack for forming a bond with those sorts of, the ones that were drug dealers and stuff. I got, I was able to get something out of those children. Oh, thank you. A bullet journal is a self-made journal. That you make and design to your own specifications. Any tips on ADHD kids? Not really. I mean, patience, I think, is the only thing that I can suggest. Make sure that they are adequately identified. Make sure they've got statements if they need them. Cleo was able to get something out of the drug dealer kids. Sounds suspicious. Believe it or not, not talking to them like they're criminal scum does wonders. It's like treating them like little human beings. Well, who would have thought? So, finding a hook is the key with ADHD. Yeah, I'm not specialized in any way, shape, or form. I was just a generic teacher that just had a knack. I don't think I could. I know I couldn't replicate it now because I'm too annoyed with the whole system. So, your attitudes to things change, and so do you. It's fine. ADHD kid did not do well with online schooling. No, that is a thing that I would not recommend for an ADHD child. Again, I can understand why certain kids wouldn't like it and would find that difficult. I enjoyed it.
So I'm at the point now where I need to start moving components from the existing desktop.
Mm.
And that means I need a place to set them down where I don't have to worry about them being damaged.
Yeah, that sounds like the most terrifying thing you could do.
The most difficult part of all of this is that there is no horizontal plate surfaces in this room that are clear.
There's the floor, but I wouldn't recommend it.
There's the top of a box. I have cleared off the top of a box on a shelf behind me now. So, shouldn't you route the cables before you put the stuff in? I don't know where to route the cables to. I'm not putting the shroud... Well, so here's the thing, is I don't know... So there's like these 3 different cable routing things. I don't know which one to put them through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would I... Basically, all of them go through the back. Well, I can just shove them all through the back, at any time. Really, that's not too challenging. But I mean, if it makes y'all feel better, the big thing is if I try to route them now, I'm gonna have to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, doing it just to make y'all happy.
I mean, I don't think any of us are happy at this moment in time, Joe.
No one here actually experiences happiness. I get it. Okay, so there we go. See?
Mostly we've experienced concern with you, Joe. That's
Cables
what we're
routed.
experiencing.
Now it's not gonna lie flattish. Yeah, I guess we'll just shove them all through. I don't know. Let's just pick this one. No. But yeah, there's not. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to route these now that I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the case is gonna pop back on here like pretty tightly with this. So, like, I guess you route them up through these. This is a really narrow kind of slot here.
I mean, that's... Oh, I did not... I'm shutting up.
Thanks, Cleo. Appreciate your support.
I do support you, Joe, but you don't want me saying that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, these cables are too broad to easily go through this one provided thing here. So that means they either need to go somewhere else or something. But I don't... Yeah. PCI goes through the middle. CPU goes where the motherboard is.
Mm-hmm. A bullet journal is a self-invented calendar that you put in the things that you think you need to concentrate on. That's what a bullet journal is. So, for example, I have video planning. Most people wouldn't have that. Ta-da. Easy.
Okay.
Come on, Cleo, say it. Nudge, nudge. I said it. It's fine. I saw it and I said it.
Hey, we got some tips rolling in. Thank you to Mark for 15, who says, for the I Fried Stuff Fund. I'm going to try not to fry stuff, Mark, but I do appreciate the support.
If Joe does fry something, we will not laugh.
We're going to go ahead and rotate the camera, assuming I can find it. Another 15 degrees. Filter. Wait, it's not filters. It's transform. Edit transform.
Oh, this tape is going to be a nightmare to work with.
So 26 plus 15, that feels like 41, if I'm not.
I don't know. Just... I'm gonna...
Yeah, I forgot to use the abacus earlier, so now I'm doing mental math, which is my...
Oh, this is really what you want to do on the... And
yeah. Well,
whilst you're doing this. Yeah, this seems like a good idea, Joe.
Yeah.
Mental math and computer science. Yeah, great. Terrific idea.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's gonna be fine.
We are gonna be fine. If Joe fries stuff, we press the mute button before laughing. That's true. No. If Joe fries something, I will be more concerned because that's when the tears happen.
Yeah, like, okay, for right now, I'm just gonna route these cables back through the hard drive thing, since we're not using that bay at the moment anyway, and that'll at least get this to live.
Who's frying what? I want fries.
It's not a long-term solution, but it gets the cables out of the way.
It's a valid one. It's not long-term, but it is valid.
Yeah, see, they're out of the way now. I say as I stuff them. I'm basically tying them in a knot at this point, which, how could that go badly? Okay. Here's where things get dicey. We gotta actually start unplugging...
Here's where things get dicey. Dear God.
Here my troubles begin. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, okay, let's start with the easiest PCI card to remove, the Elgato. I had to actually physically bend the metal plate on this to get it to through in, which I wasn't able to do with the NVIDIA card.
Dear God.
But yeah, but I can warp it back.
Do I make them monthly or yearly? I make them monthly, but this is like... You can see I use this one. This one has been well loved. So, okay.
Elgato card going over here. Easy.
Done? Well done.
Well, that's now. So the next card is actually, I don't know if you can see this. Wait, hold on.
Can't really see inside the case.
Yeah. That's why. Hold on. Telescoping boom. Wait.
Oh no! This is going to be a ride.
Telescope. Okay. Well, the boom is getting longer, but the camera mount is staying in the same place because it's attached to a cable that
dear.
has no slack in it.
Didn't know you were crafty as well. Yeah, I do crafts. I like crafts.
Can we extend that?
Crafts are cool.
Okay, I can't actually see what I'm pointing at, though, is the thing. Okay.
See, I'm on a delay, so at the moment you're still just moving things to me, so...
Yeah, that's still good. That's fun. People like it.
I like it, Joe, and that's the important thing.
That's the important thing, is whether or not Cleo likes it.
Don't decorate the journal with chunks from motion sickness.
Okay, so there's actually... The CPU power cable is actually draped directly over the card here.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, and that one doesn't remove from the back of the power supply. So that was a whole thing. This does not have a lot of give to it. And it's very difficult to remove that from the motherboard. In fact, I think I gave up on that last time and actually slipped the card underneath it by pulling this up as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then slipping the graphics card underneath. So, let's go ahead, though. We're going to unplug the graphics card power.
Journals have any Minecraft themes? No, I mean, I could, but I do Minecraft so much that making a journal theme would probably be...
Once again, this is a gravity
resin art
graphics card.
Cool.
Because for PCI slot, graphics card is out. Okay. Now we've got our motherboard, our CPU cooler. Okay. We just need to remove all the powered things and other things from the motherboard.
We just need to remove everything from everything, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, so let's pull these SATA cables. We're not even using those. Motherboard power.
What's a SATA cable?
Dad.
Chat, that was to you.
Wait, what was to me?
No, that was to chat, not to you. I don't know what a SATA cable is. Is what I was asking chat. Because I expect chat to be able to tell me before you...
It's something about the... Is the mic still picking me up from over here?
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh my gosh, this is a stupidly good laptop.
I'm going to get a drink. You talk about, like, SATA cables. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, so next thing we got to do is we got to unplug all of the little fan cables, the fan power cables from the motherboard here. This side. So this one's unplugged now.
Mm-hmm.
This one's unplugged now.
It's the little brother of the Satan cable.
Let's see, what is this? This is USB 1, that's like in the case. That's getting unplugged. USB 3. All the little light things.
Meow. Hello, Atlas. Somebody said their friend had asked them about my cats.
Making progress. Oh, I need to unplug the, what do you call these? Antennae from the back of the motherboard, because that won't pull out otherwise. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, meow, meow. Yep, that's the one. That's the Atlas.
I don't know if you've already taken out your hard drive, but it's nice to label them so you can plug them back into the same port. Well, the thing is that I've actually got a NVMe hard drive, like, slid into a slot on the motherboard now. So that's not as much of a concern as it would have been in the past.
You're not allowed up. You know that.
Okay.
May I borrow this cat? No! She's my cat. Butt scritches. Butt scritches. Okay. Right. I'm trying to figure out how I want to decorate this. And that's my arm. Leave my arm alone. I'm trying to figure out how I want to decorate this. And I'm actually looking at the brand new... Because it's like floral and stuff. I've got these. One day I will succeed in permanently borrowing a cat for myself. No. You want to see the kitty? That's the other kitty. That's GLaDOS. This one is Atlas. So I could use like some of these like...
That
No,
actually
I'm doing
helps the
floral
light.
stuff next week. I'm doing floral stuff next week. I can put that stuff in there.
That is not better.
No, that's very bright. Where are my stickers? I have like there's 2 of them.
I'm gonna unplug this.
It's my arm, cat. Leave it alone. God dang it. Where are my other stickers? I definitely had like a whole... There they are. A whole pile of other creepy stickers. You remember the creepy stickers from last... Not last week. I wasn't here last week, but the week before.
Sure.
Yeah. Like... I mean, I could cut out some of these flowers or some of this fruit. No, not some of that fruit. That's rubbish. But like the creepy children and the creepiest clowns in the universe. The tiny butts tape. The kidney bean tape. No, I haven't put the kidney bean tape in. I mean, at some point that should just be a theme on its own. Because... you know, everyone loves kidney beans. I need to do a food one, so I can put in the fried egg one. The Jesus fried egg. Do I have a P.O. box chat? No, I don't. Because I don't think I could stomach that, to be honest. That's not
also,
a me thing.
And Case Walker Space Talker says, why the new case? The old one is too warped to screw in PCI cards. And so my graphics card had to be gravity fed. And that's fine if I'm leaving it on the table here, but if I want to start taking it places like conventions and stuff again, I need to be able to screw in the components. So, yay.
Yay. I'm just trying to... Cat Dog gifted a sub to Andra. Yes. Thank you.
Whoops, I didn't need to unplug the PCI, or the CPU fan. But we're going to plug back in. So we're going to need that so we don't melt our CPU.
Hooray for not melting CPUs. That would be good. I mean, I'm told. I actually don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's entirely possible that CPUs should be melted.
I mean, honestly, the size of the heatsink on this thing, it probably wouldn't melt right away. But still, long term, you want to have the fans.
Long-term goals.
Let's see. Rachel says, how did it get warped? I'm not sure, but it's 10 years old, and I've moved several times, and I've taken it to a lot of conventions and LAN parties and stuff.
So what we're saying is something probably Joe did.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Joe? You sound like you've...
Yeah. I'm unplugging all the cables from the motherboard at present, which is what somebody says I should do next. It's like, I've unplugged like 10 out of the 12. There's 2 left. I just plugged one back in because I accidentally unplugged something I didn't need to. So I'm not removing the CPU from the motherboard. I'm going to try and move the whole thing at once.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. I might not be able to do that.
Why not? Explain your reasonings, Joe.
I'm not sure if all of the motherboard screws are going to be accessible. Oh, no. Yeah, the motherboard screws might not be accessible underneath this huge... Oh, boy. That's the last thing I want to do is remove this heat.
Last as in don't want to do it at all, or last as in the last thing you need to be doing?
I would really like to avoid it entirely. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that because this thing is very awkwardly looked and
that makes
inconvenient to maneuver. So I was hoping if I could just kind of pick it and the motherboard up simultaneously, that would save me a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Does sound quite awkward, to be honest.
No.
I genuinely don't know how you're doing this, but okay.
Well, I mean, I used to do this when I was in, like, high school. I probably reassembled 24 computers, because we had a computer class where they offloaded a lot of the IT work for the school.
Oh,
Sleeves.
that sounds dodgy as heck.
Yeah, but we got a lot of practical real-world experience. Yeah.
That's one way of putting that.
Okay.
Get nervous when I see people handling sharp objects, even if I have a knife as a multi-tool on my desk. I'm very good at handling scalpels. I've only cut myself, like...
Eileen the Wizard says you could... I don't think the cooler on that CPU is 10 years old. No, the power supply and the case are 10 years old. The motherboard and the CPU and the cooler are about 2.5, maybe 2. So that's why we're not just getting a new CPU and motherboard, because these components are still good. But yeah, the case and the power supply are a decade old. They're both from 2012. I bought them during season 1 of Hermitcraft.
Wow! I think I've gone through 3 computers since then.
Well, but it's, it's a case. So, I mean, in fairness, I've had 3. This is my... Oh, actually, since I started on Hermitcraft, this might be my 5th computer. But, like, most of them were, like, broken, used ones that I was, like, scraping by.
Yeah.
And also, because I started off doing Hermitcraft, I think when I started Hermitcraft, I was still working on a Mac Mini or a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this case partway through season 1 in 2012, and as well as the power supply and an Ivy Bridge processor and motherboard. Then I switched over for a while to kind of a borrowed computer when that died. And then I switched over to a 5K iMac I got super cheap from a company that was going out of business. And then I switched back to this case and power supply when I bought a new motherboard and CPU. These two, 2 years ago. So, and then there was also some random laptop recording in there.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So, yay.
But you're still here and you kept going, Joe. That's
Somebody
the main
asked,
thing.
Am I muted on purpose? Am I muted? No, neither of us are muted.
You're not muted, Joe.
That's your own problem.
That's a you issue, not an us issue.
Yeah. Okay. So, if I look at the posts motherboard here where this screws in, we've got 3 screws. Which are going to correspond with 1, 2, 3. And we've got...
A case was part of Hermitcraft a lot longer than a lot of current members.
What?
That case was part of Hermitcraft a lot longer than some of the current members.
That's true. So it looks like there's 9 motherboard screws total. I'm trying to figure out if they're all accounted for or if some of them under. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, am I gonna have to remove that to get to one of the motherboard screws? Oh, dang it. I think the heat sink for the NVMe hard drive is blocking one of the motherboard screws.
Oh, that sounds like an issue.
It is frustrating because those are like a smaller screw, and I'm not sure that I have a screwdriver for that handy.
No. How long have I known Joe? 10 years?
It was before Hermitcraft. No, we're going on 11 or 12 now.
11 or 12, yeah, it was.
Let's see. 2011 is when we first started doing stuff together, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, 11 years-ish. Joe is the reason why I am in Hermitcraft. Because of the coup, which I only found out about recently.
Yeah. No, I'm not using the GTX 1080 anymore. Richard says, are you going to get this done this stream and fire it up? Maybe. Richard also asked, how did you decide what case to get? Well, part of it was that I wanted to be... when the next time I swap out the motherboard, processor, graphics card, I'm thinking I might go with liquid cooling. So I wanted to have enough room to do all-in-one cooling like that. So that's a priority. And this case is large enough for that. I also picked this case because it has good acoustics. It's like intended for people who are doing audio work, which also means it's more expensive than 99% of people use or need. So don't buy this case, like, unless you're doing work like me. Like, this is not an advertisement for this company, because that would be silly for me to tell you to buy one of these.
Yes.
Poor choice for most of you.
Joe,
For the power supply. Almost nobody needs a power supply like this. I barely need a power supply like this. I do need it, but only barely. So that means anything less than that, you definitely would.
you would probably be fine with less, is what Joe is saying.
I'm saying you would almost certainly be fine. You would be you would have to work in video or audio production to need these. Like, that should be your...
And the anxiety there is that I do not have something like that, and I probably need it. The coup, yeah, Joe orchestrated a coup to get me on Hermitcraft.
Well, Cleo, here's the other thing though, is like, it really depends on how much space you have for recording too, and how like acoustically baffled your space is.
That's true.
So, like, one of the things that I'm looking at with this is, I don't know when I can afford to buy my own place. Am I going to be able to afford a place with like a proper recording setup, or am I going to have to, like, maybe, like, right now I'm renting the worst possible 3-bedroom apartment that at least has 3 bedrooms, right?
Right.
It's the cheapest, most falling apart, all the appliances are broken place. But,
yeah.
You know, so the thing is, like, when I buy a place, I might not even be able to afford a 3rd bedroom. So I need to have something that is going to work in almost any environment and be almost perfectly quiet. All right. So, but like, you can do a lot out to kind of control for this stuff if you know what if you have control over your environment.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't have that sort of control yet. That's one of the things that I'm hoping to do when I eventually move.
But what I'm saying is, though, like, the place that you're in now, though, you've got a good setup that you know works for you.
True. Should probably not mess with it too much at the moment. When I move, maybe that's the time to start messing with things that I don't understand.
So I'm worried I might have to have the desktop basically next to the microphone. I might be in some tiny closet again.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? You've got your laptop mic for that. That seems to be doing the trick, doesn't it?
Yeah, I clearly should just use... Dotbit Gaming says, do you have thermal paste if you need to remove the cooler?
Ow!
No. Because I was hoping I wouldn't have to remove the cooler.
You need to go. No, I'm not having that.
I'm going to have to go buy thermal paste. Which is going to slow this down significantly.
Yeah, it will. That turns it into a today job than to a not today job.
Yeah, and I am really optimistic that I can avoid that.
Good.
But it looks like the I'm not gonna have to remove the cooler for the processor, but I will have to remove the cooler for the hard drive. So there's an NVMe hard drive on here.
Mm-hmm.
That is blocking the central screw for the motherboard.
Kitty rebelling in time out. No, she just stabbed me with her claws. So, it was ouchies, yes. Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. I wouldn't mind, but they got fed like 2 hours ago. They're not hungry. She's just fussy.
Okay, so here's that power supply.
Thank you, Messi.
Shroud, or not power supply. Here's the hard drive heatsink.
Mm-hmm.
Over to here for now, so we can get access to that middle screw. Okay. Let me make sure we haven't missed any tips either. Nope. Okay, cool. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat.
No. I mean, yes, tip Joe, but also no to the kitty.
Go to the kitty.
No to the kitty.
Okay, so these last screws are going to be a real pain to get out.
Oh, you're getting a kitten,
I
Rafa. Yeah.
I can reach the screwdriver in here, but I'm not sure if I can easily extract screws themselves, because I don't know if I can get my hand in there. There's one of them. Okay, so we've removed 7 of the 9 motherboard screws. Very good Star Trek Voyager reference for you.
I haven't watched Voyager for many moons. So
Gotcha.
I will assume that you're all right.
Sure. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I'm tempted to go get one of those magnet toys that Minecraft sent me. 1 second.
What? Why? Have you dropped something? Probably dropped something. Remember, Joe is a Butterfingers, apparently. Wow. Yeah, I know. You stabbed me. That's why you're getting no attention.
Okay, they might have been in here the whole time.
That's
like everything else.
Yeah, like everything else.
Yeah. So I think if I attach these magnets to the screwdriver, it should theoretically magnetize the screwdriver. Let's test that out on a screen. No, that's absolutely not the case.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I was hoping it might. Okay,
No.
well,
if you've got a strong enough magnet and you
old Cleo's headphones or my headphones, so now I can hear you again.
Okay, if you take a strong enough magnet and you run it down the screwdriver, it will magnetize because it will get all the filaments to line up, but it takes a little bit of time.
Well, another option I have is I can make a strand of these magnets because they're cube magnets, and then just reach them down and pull out the.
Get off the computer. No.
It's not gonna work. It's not long enough.
Okay, come here.
Coming from the side here.
Come here. Come on, up. You want up? Come on. Up.
Woo! Got one. Yay. Can't believe that's actually working.
Alice has resubscribed. Hi, Alice. Thank you. It's very much appreciated. Or at least the magnet attached to the shaft of the screwdriver. That's not how that works.
Yeah, you can technically you can temporarily magnetize metal by touching a magnet to it, because it'll conduct the electromagnetic field. The thing is, this particular screwdriver is too long to do that effectively with enough power. But if I had a more powerful magnet...
Just needs more power. Dear God. I can't... There is no other room. I am currently in my living room, dining room, kitchen. There is no other room to relocate the cat to, except for my bedroom upstairs. My house is very small.
Botvic Gaming says magnets near sensitive electronics not good. Well, they're not turned on. Okay. So, I think at this point, we've removed all 9 screws from the motherboard. We should be able to just lift this entire thing up and out. Although there is a fan casing blocking the way from getting a clear lift. I don't think when I installed it, I bothered removing that because I put the motherboard in separately from the PSU, or not PSU, the CPU fan. But since we're going ahead and moving the whole thing as a unit right now, I'm going to get this fan out of here. Just in the interest of ease of use. Actually, I'm going to have to remove this fan when I try and bend the case back anyway. Because I am going to try and use this case again in the future. Other than the warped metal, it's still perfectly good. And you can fix warped metal by bending it back. It's not while stuff is, in the case. So in order to repair the case, I was going to have to empty it anyway.
Okay. Ben Sanders has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. That is the worst 0 I've ever seen on a kit.
And into World War II fighter planes?
Yes.
Okay. So. Fan has been removed. This is kind of the scary part now. Everything up
Just
until now
now.
has been everything up until now has been awkward or inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the only part that I've been actively dreading.
That makes sense.
So I need to move as a unit the motherboard, the CPU, and this giant heat sink. So I think I need to lift up partially from the heat sink. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One's still something's tangled. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, we're good.
We're good?
I'm mostly lifting it by the heat sink here. Now we need to rotate this right way. Oh, that's not a direction I can rotate it easily. This is, oh my gosh, very scary.
Okay.
Fine. It's gonna be fine.
I can feel it being fine.
It's so fine, Cleo. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Joey.
Okay. I'm realizing I should have removed, the same fan that was in the way on the one case? I should have removed the complementary fan on the other case.
Yeah,
Because
that sounds like a thing.
Same problem. I'm running into the exact same problem there. But other than that, okay.
Okay.
We did it. It's
Yay!
dropped in. Ay. Okay. So now we put motherboard screws in. We put the hard drive sync back on. We start plugging in power cables. Get the PCI cards in. Okay. We are past the scariest part of all of this.
Hooray! And thank you, Hypothermic Haddock, for the biddies. And that's a hype train. And Delverac has gifted 5 community gift subs. That's very much appreciated, guys. You're amazing. Very appreciated. So
Make sure the standoffs are in the correct place. Yeah, the motherboard posts are all, the screw stands are lined up. Don't worry, that was what I was checking before I let go of that. So I did not want to scratch that in any way. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Well done,
The
Joe.
HMIS says, is this like a new PC? This is a new power supply and case. Is a motherboard I/O shield on the new case? Yeah. I slid it in. It's like attached to the motherboard. So I actually can rearrange the camera now just to focus on the on this case. Let's figure out how best to do that. Okay, we're gonna lower this without smashing it
Good luck with that.
into the computer. Okay. Oh, he says optimistically.
Yeah, that feels right.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Vold,
And
how you
we can
doing?
Switch the. Oh, is the XLR cable just in frame this whole time? Great.
I don't know.
Apparently.
Oh, I see the cable now that you mentioned it, but I didn't notice it before. So the answer is probably not.
Okay. Well, we'll not worry about it much.
Nah.
And we'll maybe adjust the rotation some too once we get this where it needs to be. There's the XLR cable again.
Mm-hmm.
Right back in frame. Okay. The shadow of the XLR cable is now in frame, but the cable itself seems to be out of frame.
I mean, we can only ask so much, Joe.
Yeah.
And we do. We ask so much.
And you ask a lot. Okay.
It's rude.
Okay. Before you screw in the Mobo, you can route and plug the CPU power. Good point. Okay, so CPU power.
Oh, to wait till
This
it's
case actually has way more room for plugging in the CPU power and stuff than the other one did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because this other case, the CPU power was like directly against a big inconvenient thing.
So are you like close to actually finishing this? Because it sounds like you are.
Well, that was the goal, was to do this all in one go.
I know, but I'm amazed that it's worked.
Well, so we haven't gotten to the troubleshooting step once I plug everything in and then it doesn't turn on.
Ah.
We're gonna get to that next. Okay. So we need to find the motherboard screws that came with this case. Make sure that they thread properly.
Well,
Yeah.
poop. Sorry,
What?
guys. I just dropped my camera. So let me just be very, very careful about moving things around.
It's gonna be something that has at least 8 of these.
There we go.
Which screws do they want us to use for the motherboard? Should be in the guide.
Frustration is coming. Yep.
But yeah, I structured my week so that if I had to like order parts,
You
and
could.
like, yeah, like I could do pinball streams or Nintendo streams from my laptop. And I got enough footage from HHH yesterday. If I had to, that could be my episode for the week.
Okay.
I don't want it to be. I want to show a little bit more.
You of course don't want it to be, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not. I made sure that I scheduled this computer changeover for a time where I would have options. Okay, so M3 screws are for. Okay, so we need the 6 number 32 screw for fixing the motherboard and SSD bracket. 32 screw. That. They said there should be 14 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this looks like there's 8. Yeah, this 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is probably them. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I feel you, Joe.
I'm fine. I'm fine. This is going well.
Oh, can I quote you on that later when it doesn't go as well?
I mean, yeah. I'm very quotable, Cleo. Let's
I
just
know.
check this on the easiest one to use it on and get it back out from. Okay. I just hand screw this. Does it feel like it's going in? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the right one. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, that's secure. Great. So just so one thing that's interesting is the central screw on this motherboard. Or sorry, the central screw on this motherboard tray, the thing that you mount the motherboard to.
Yeah.
Instead of having a screw post, it just has a post that fits. It just has like a little post that pokes up through the screw hole because I guess they realize that that's the most awkward screw to unscrew in a lot of cases. So I wouldn't, if I move this motherboard again, I won't have to unplug the hard drive heatsink again.
That's handy.
Yeah, very well thought out.
If I set my router on fire, it might give me better internet. I'm going to say no, just as a general rule of, like, not encouraging people to set things on fire. Unless it's things that should be set on fire, in which case, you know, make sure you've got an appropriate person to do that for you. I am not an appropriate person. satisfying chopping. Yeah, I'm just going to stick things down. It's fine. I realised this was too thick.
Yeah, Mark New says Joe will be fine once it boots and it works. Exactly. I'm like borderline. I don't know if there's a combination of like exasperated and optimistic, but like I'm just like, okay, it just has to work. Like
it doesn't have a choice, it just has to.
Yeah, and like I said, if it doesn't work immediately, I have backup plans to hold me over for a few days. I didn't want to do this on a day where it would be stressing me out, where I'm like, oh no,
And you chose a craft stream.
Well, because people had asked me to do this stuff on camera. And this way you're here to help keep me. I would say the nice thing about you, Cleo, is that you keep me at a fairly consistent stress level. Like,
wow.
It's one of those things where like I'm slightly more stressed than I might be if I was doing this on my own and everything was going perfectly. But I'm definitely significantly less stressed than if I was doing this on my own and I started getting annoyed, right?
Yes.
Like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Damning me with faint praise. I mean, that's all I get from Joe. Very faint praise.
Did I put the back plate of the motherboard in? The back plate of the motherboard holds the CPU to the motherboard, so that's already like mounted to. Yeah. So this is not a new motherboard. We're moving a motherboard with a CPU mounted on it from one case to another because the old case is broken, and I want to fix it, but I'm worried about doing metal work on a case with a bunch of components inside of it. So the plan is to fix the old case and use it as a fallback computer or as a guest computer. So when people are coming in, because once again, I'm hoping, as people start traveling again, like I've got this, set up where my daughter's room can be a guest room all summer when she's at her mom's, right?
Right.
And then, I can have people come down and stream or record out of here.
Like having other people around.
I know, having other people around helps keep me sane.
Let's not go nuts.
Exactly, that's the goal.
Thank you, Relikami, who has resubscribed for 3 months, and Shadow Mousey, who's resubscribed for 10 months. Thank you very, very much. That's great. I'm a great hand actor. I literally just did a dance. That's all I did.
I meant the plate that covers the I/O on the motherboard. Yeah. We moved that too. Yeah. The input-output plates. It's basically the input-output plate on this particular motherboard. The input-output plate is like affixed to the motherboard, not to the case. So it just came up when I lifted everything else out.
Yeah, that's about right. It'll do. Cyanide! Subscribed! Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits.
Okay. Ooh, motherboard is resecured. So, now we get into the fun stuff.
The fun stuff. And by fun stuff, do you mean the stuff that's not going to make you cry?
Might still make me cry.
Okay, good. Like, the tissue's on standby.
So CPU power 1 and CPU power 2, are those just another set of PCI cables, or, because that's not coming off the motherboard power, right? These look a lot like another set. No, hold on.
Wow,
no,
Rafe. No, thank you.
Let's look at our things. We've got a bunch of cables.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. SATA. And none of these say CPU. Okay. So I'm guessing I need to use one of the What is this one? This one's P8. Is P8...
Are Joe and Cleo in the same room? No. If it was, I would definitely be hovering over Joe.
Are the P4 and P8 cables the processor? Is that what that is? Yeah, processor 4, processor 8. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay. So where did the processor 4 cable go?
I will point out Joe is not asking me. Joe is asking his chat because they are more likely to be useful in this instance.
CPU 1, P4, CPU... Right. Yes. So, P8 and P4 are right here. Ooh. Okay.
We're good?
Yeah, I found the right ones. So, ooh, okay.
Deep breaths. You got
Deep
this,
breath.
Joe.
Oh,
I believe in
it's
you.
gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be. Okay. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be great, Joe.
Yeah. Okay.
We believe in
I'm gonna
you.
set one of these down so I don't bungle this in the process. Okay, P8, P4. And that one's just... No, these are both labeled /P8, P4. Whatever. So, who cares? We're just...
You do, I hope.
Well, no, I mean, at the point... I've been trying to figure... I was like, oh, which of these two nearly identical ports do these cables go into that are nearly identical? And the answer is, it's interchangeable.
Oh, okay, then, yeah, who cares?
So, who cares? That's the actual answer to them.
That is the realistic answer to your quandary. Nobody cares.
That is the solution. We are solving this. Okay. So, these power cables are definitely pretty short for the CPU. Which is one of the... I might be able to route these around the back.
That's fair, Big Cheese Mouse. That's fair.
Might.
Yeah, I'm just here watching going, yep, that looks like a thing. Okay. Just nodding, smiling, being supportive.
You're so supportive.
As best I can be. You know, you picked the wrong person. Let's be honest.
Yes. Okay.
I am far too sarcastic for this.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm running into what I ran into last time with these power cables for the CPU is that I don't... these are just the absolute minimum length. These are not really designed to be routed properly, almost, is what we're running into. I don't see how someone could be expected to do this, right? Great job, everybody. Great job.
And yet you're managing. You're doing it right.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm probably just going to drape these off.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to do it right, but I'm kind of resigned to the fact that this is not a winning...
This is not a winning strategy.
Yeah, this is not a winning strategy. It's a theoretically possible strategy.
Right.
But, it's a long shot. I don't think that these are actually long enough to be routed. This is a very large case.
Mm-hmm.
And so the power supply is isolated acoustically from the other stuff in such a way that is slightly further than usual, if that makes sense. So, as such, we have some strange choices to make about how to route.
Oh, I'm all about strange choices, Joe.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I am all about entertaining you and only you. Sorry, everybody else.
Wow, Joe.
Okay. These are not really meant to be pulled this way. You know what, okay. So if we go up and over through here, a lot of choices are being made right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of choices.
You make such good choices, though, Joe.
I'm frequently told that.
I'm honest, but okay. Oh, one of these oldie-timey adverts says, "Are you tired?" Yes.
Always.
Yes.
we route this all the way up through here then, and back around.
I'm pretty sure I cut that. I did not. Okay.
This is like, I have no idea what this case is.
What? Which case?
Well, there's like an extra thing back here. I don't know what that mount is for, but it's in the way of these cables, and I don't have anything to mount there, so we're removing it. Okay.
We have decided
maybe
no.
You know what? Actually, maybe those are cable guides. Maybe I'm actually supposed to remove that and then put it back on after I've got these cables in place. So maybe I'm doing the right thing here.
That is possible.
Sufficiently advanced improvisation is indistinguishable
from luck.
From doing what you're supposed to. Okay. Why did I change my computer case? The old one was a decade old and had some warped metal in it, which meant I couldn't travel with it anymore. And because the the graphics card was being held in by gravity rather than screws. Oh, good, my phone's ringing.
Not a good look.
Okay, is the audio from the phone gonna go in through the thing? Hold on.
That's
hey, just so you know, I'm streaming, and people can probably hear you. What do you need? Sorry.
We can. Just want to confirm.
Sorry, I've got family coming to visit in the next few days.
That's fine.
So, like, just in case they're like, we're a day early or something. Hi, we're outside. It's like I can't not answer.
Yeah, it's a thing. I understand. It's cool. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's like if it's not urgent.
If it's not urgent, could we maybe not? Oh, I like that. That's a good sign. The book sign there.
Okay, so I'm also realizing I forgot to put in one of these screws, so let's catch that now.
I have a thing that this matches.
I'm wondering, did I forget to put in one of these screws, or did I just do such a bad job putting it in that it popped out when I flipped the case up? Is it going to be rattling around somewhere?
I'll put that there. We're going to use that.
Hopefully I just forgot.
Fingers crossed you just forgot. Yeah.
Fingers crossed I just simply forgot.
'Tis a possibility.
Yeah, it is the sort of mistake that I could very easily make. This is the most awkward one too.
Okay, we'll cheer you when you've done it, because you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I know that I've got a longer magnetic screwdriver somewhere.
It's just
I kind of want to go look for it. Yeah. Well, also my drink is empty, and I kind of want to get more soda. So Cleo, can you cover?
I will cover. Everybody, I need questions in my chat whilst Joe is off. And they can be questions about Joe. They can be questions about... I'm really loving this tape, by the way. This is like, it's got things about grimoires and cauldrons and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. I'm into this. So everybody, ask me questions. I mean, it's probably... Why? Why not? Does Joe deal psychic damage? Yeah, sometimes. Depends on the day, to be honest. How do you start bullet journalism and how many mistakes should I expect? I mean, you start bullet journaling by just getting a book and doing it. And you expect no mistakes because it's your journal. Who's to tell you that you did your journal wrong? You know, it's like, yeah. Have I got enough tape? Never. Never. Why did Joe warp his poor old case so horrifically? His decade service down the drain. I'm assuming it was on accident, because, you know, I mean, most things are, I found. definitely found that most things are accidents. It's the main theme for my big base based solely off Plato's Atlantis. No, it's kind of like it started off as Plato's Atlantis, and then moved on to, you know, other interesting things. It's a more modernized version, probably. Like ones for tonics and steak. Yeah, I mean that's basically what they are. What historical time period would Joe be most comfortable in? The current one, I think. I think anything before now, Joe would find difficult. Just as a thought. No mistakes, only happy accidents. Yeah. I mean, it's your journal. You can't make mistakes on your journal. If you do make a mistake, you go, okay, how do I change it so that it's what I want? It's your journal. You can't make mistakes on something you're doing. If it's for you. And anyone that tells you otherwise is a hack. Certified. Have you ever tried needle folding? Yes, I stab myself a lot. I don't enjoy stabbing myself a lot, though. I did enjoy the stabbing. Not gonna lie, that was fun times. That's the best crafting attitude. You just start. What's my favourite tape? It's the kidney beans. Kidney beans of all different flesh tones. This is my favourite tape. Because kidney beans. Who doesn't love a kidney bean? How many it finds does it take to usually get through the day? Depends on how I'm feeling. Oh, I definitely don't have a kidney bean tape. Not many people do. It's fine. You're all right there, Joe.
Back.
I saw you come back.
Welcome back, Cleo. And then I was like...
That wasn't me.
You didn't leave. Dotbit Gaming says, is the case upside down? No, that's the angle I'm looking at it from. So, like, well... Or is it? Hold on. I don't know.
Oh, gosh. That's a question that I am terrified that the answer is... maybe?
You know what it is the camera's at a diagonal because of the way the table is in relation to the tripod. Really only so much I can do with that without, like, having less stuff in frame. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Here's what it is. We're all good.
Apparently, yeah. Hey, we got another 10 rolling in from Case Walker Space Talker, who says, in the great words of Mark Zuckerberg, move slowly and don't break things. I'm pretty... Oh, I get it. Not Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, I was going to say, that's the opposite of what he said. I get it. I'm capable of comprehending humor at this point in the stream.
Oh, yeah, no, I've noticed, yes.
We're going to rotate the camera another 10 degrees there, so we're at 51 degrees. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. But yeah.
Okay.
Is Cleo just here for moral support? I don't know.
At this point, kinda, because it's been insulting me quite a bit. You may have noticed that.
Yeah. So, Dotbit Gaming says, is the PSU is usually on the bottom and the CPU is on the top. Oh, the bottom of the case is further from me. The bottom of the case is where the power supply unit is, but it's further from me, so it's not necessarily upside down in relation to what I'm looking at. Okay, so I got 2 screwdrivers here. Are either of these magnetic? Hey, this one is. Awesome. So I should theoretically be able to get in there and get that last motherboard screw in. Once again, I thought I did all 8. I'm hoping that we didn't lose one in the case somewhere.
I'm sure the chat could count it. So
No. Okay, you know what? The bag started with 14, and we have 6 left. So that means all 8 are in now. I must have just forgotten to do that one. So that's fine.
Good. That's good.
We're okay there. Also, let's see what we need to do. let's go ahead and reattach the heat sink above the M2 hard drive, or solid state drive, I guess, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make sure we got those screws lined up with their slots.
See, doing this would terrify me. I don't know how Joe has the constitution for it.
Well, once again, this is something that, like, I did with other people's computers, you know, for years in high school.
True.
We had a lot of computer classes that were technically on different things, but were basically just fix all the computers. Because we can't afford an IT department. We had, like, one guy who was the IT department, and he delegated. Like, the school itself had, like, 400, 500 computers, I guess, for, like, 6, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe not that many. But,
it was a few computers.
Probably 300, 400 computers for 1,600 kids, I guess. Because there were several, like, actual computer labs or classrooms that were full of computers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's at least 120 there, and then each other normal classroom had 2 computers.
Right.
So maybe 200. Maybe 200 is right. But still, 200 computers is a lot of computers. Stuff is always going on.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Oh, no.
What's my opinion on CRT screens? I don't think the legislature is informed enough to screen for CRT. Were there computer carts?
I got that.
I think the IT guy had a cart, but for the most part, we were just carrying stuff. Like, but I mean, this was also, like, that's the other thing, is, like, my school didn't have, like, a clear, like, nerd jock delineation. Like, a bunch of the people in my computer class were also, like, on the track and cross country teams, and so we all, like, did weightlifting and could carry things. It wasn't like, oh no, I need a cart to move this desktop. Whereas now I'm trying to lift this thing, and I'm like, I haven't lifted a heavy thing in years.
Oh no.
Okay.
Glad not to have cathode ray tubes anymore. But it's a pity that you need them for duck hunt. Do you? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, because of the way it uses the scan lines.
Oh.
Determine whether or not it's a hit. Okay. So I'm going to try and feed this. So the big problem with this power cable thing here is I need to get it up and over. Like, it has to make, like, a candy cane in order to plug in.
Mm-hmm. Watching you do in your bullet journal makes me want to make one. However, I know that I wouldn't use it. Yeah, I mean, it does help that this is, like, part of my job and for my job, effectively. So, it's I have incentives that most people don't.
Yeah, the cable does not want to bend 180 degrees backwards.
No, cables are not known for wanting to bend that far.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah? Once
again, we'll find out when the thing turns on, or, conversely, does not turn on. This is the...
You sound unconvinced.
Yeah. Like I said, the two terrifying parts, or the most terrifying part is moving the whole CPU motherboard, but the second most terrifying part is when I turn it back on for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to really be determined by how the things I'm doing right now go.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get these power cables seated properly for the CPU, it's like, well, it's getting some power, but it's not getting it cleanly. So then you get weird edge case problems you have to troubleshoot. And like 90% of it is just like, well, unplug it all and plug it back in. As you can see by how much fun I'm having trying to get it plugged in the first place.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing that you're thrilled by this.
I'm having to contort my body and the cables. Hey, thank you, Miss Canuck, for tipping 7. Let's go ahead and rotate that camera another 7 degrees. That brings us up to 58. Woo! Okay. wait, where's 58? I can do math. There it is. The cables should latch, so pull them and then they stay. Well, yeah, but I have to get the cable. I'm having to basically pull it past the thing, and then it's rotated 180 degrees from where it wants to be. This is why I don't like routing the cables behind the motherboard, because the cables don't want to come out and do a candy cane shape. But that's what you expect. That's what you're requiring them to effectively do with that.
So how close are you to turning it on, would you say?
I mean, this is the CPU cable is the most awkward of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say like within the next 30 to 60 minutes.
Wow.
But if I get this done, and this depends on this particular cable, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
This could be another 10 minutes of me trying, like, okay, well, let me try, if I get a fork and I twist it like a spaghetti noodle so I can get it at the right angle, like, because
Wow.
everything else that needs to plug in here just drops in.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last, like, stupid thing.
The last stupid thing.
Well, and this is also the one that's the most likely to get, like, partially unseated or not socketed properly because of the angle being so awkward.
Right.
Geodom says that's why I advise plugging them in before screwing the board in. The thing is, though, because of the way since the CPU fan is already mounted there, the weight and stress of not having that screwed in would have been dangerous. That would have been fine if in a situation where I didn't have the CPU and CPU power supply, or not power supply, CPU heatsink and fans already attached. But like this thing is heavy. It is going to put a lot of stress on the board if it's not seated properly. So yeah, normally that would be good advice. Now, I also reserve the right to just say, I'm not going to route this cable properly. We'll just have it run over the top like I did last time. Which is... Okay, wait. I think I got it. Yay. Okay. Woo.
You got it?
Okay.
Breathe.
So, moving on. Okay, ATX main connector is going to be next. Let's route some of these differently now that we can pull them out from under there. That noise is fine. I would not worry about it. Okay. So I've got the computer kind of hanging off the table right now.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm concerned by that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll the chair back over here. This is a really good armrest. I bought this for someone else, so it's actually good. When I buy chairs for myself, they're $20 folding chairs. But when Badger came for the summer, I went and got this nice Lazy Boy computer chair from Costco.
That's really sweet.
Well, yeah, and you know, like I said, I'm gonna, in theory, have other guests in studio too. So I like the idea that, you know, I don't feel bad, like, if Jev or Wells came, being like, you know, hey, here's this nice computer chair, instead of like, here's a trash.
Here's a trash bag chair.
Yeah, okay. So, see, we route that one through here, and then we gotta go up and over and latch. That's gonna be okay compared to the other stuff. Okay. Yes. I don't know why these are cables. That's annoying as heck, but
Doing okay, Joe?
Yeah, I'm mumbling too much.
You're muttering to yourself, and it's just sort of like, I don't know whether to be concerned or not.
I'm saying I don't know why these cables are separate. I'm guessing on some AT motherboards you don't need the full ATX connector.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really do...
Joe's saying Jev and Wells makes me think he's already planning on having those. I think he is. I think that's the thing that he was...
Well, that was, in theory, like, one of the things, like, before COVID, I was hoping to have some of the folks over. But, like, so this is one of those things where it's like, it's been delayed by 2 years. And so as, you know, just, as I've been upgrading studio stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, so right now, the table that the first computer was on, which I think I can angle the camera up real quick. So that table there, it just rotated. Okay, well, I probably should have locked the camera angle. Anyway, that table back there with the old computer on it is theoretically going to be a workstation for somebody else if they want. Okay, so somehow I've accidentally... I need to reset the computer camera now. Transform, reset transform. Nope. Yeah, so somehow it got... Okay, so transform, rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
It's all good, Joe. All good.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at here, though. Why is this... Oh, it's because it rotated the camera. We'll make it work.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I can't be bothered with that.
Okay.
Fine. We're fine.
So now I've got a whole bunch of cables that need to plug into the motherboard from the case itself, like the USB headers. Like, you know, on the front of the computer, you would have like a USB port or something.
Yeah.
That's on the other side. It's metal. Yeah, so like where the power cable or power button is, and these other things that are wildly out of focus. USB 3. Fine. So we need to route those, which are currently in the back here, into the front. And plug those into whatever they get to.
No, I'm listening to what Joe has said. I don't understand it, though. That's the issue. But
okay, so all these ports on the top or front of the computer case have little cables that need to plug into particular pins on the motherboard. Because like the USB data needs to get from where this port is here into the computer somehow, right?
Obviously,
and so, yeah, so there's a huge cluster of cables that I haven't really done anything with yet, that I'm about to bring around to the front here. And then try to figure out where they each go. Although I'm looking at it, and some of them might need to be routed separately in order to reach where they need to go. So, like, we've got power switch, power LED, hard drive LED. And those are all going to go...
hopefully in the power supply? Is that...
No, they go on the motherboard.
Okay.
Because
the power... Oh, but... Okay, no, I get it. It's fine.
I might need to pull the motherboard schematics. Get the J audio. Pump fan. We're not using a pump. JRGB rainbow. Don't care about that. CPU fan. That's not receiving properly. Okay, let's start with something easy. Okay, we've got this USB header for USB 3. This blue one. Oh my gosh, you can't even see this. These are not in frame at all.
No. But that's fine.
The blue one goes in the obvious thing.
Right. I'm glad that the blue one...
There's only one obvious place to plug in the blue one. So we can plug in the blue one. But before we do that, I'm going to undo this cable tie here. And these wires are all going to explode in a mess. But, okay.
I mean, it seems likely.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here. We're here for the mess.
So SATA, we don't need right now. SATA.
You're not wrong, Jared. You're not wrong.
I was going to say, this USB one goes in the USB 3 thing. Do we have two USB 3 things on this motherboard? Okay. We've already got too many options and I don't know what I'm doing. Is the short version. This looks like a SATA cable. No, it's not. What's this?
I've got... Okay.
I'm going to pull out the cable. I'm going to pull out the case thing has a guide to what all of these wires are. I'm going to pull that up. Check on that. Okay.
I'm
You
just
need to take a break.
no. I'm just reading this washi tape because it doesn't make sense.
Oh.
So it's a little one with little tiny writing. We always say life trivial is actually I don't understand taste. Our business is busy, often is not satisfied. We are always competitive. Is actually his vanity too strong? And I'm like, I'm here for the gobbledygook. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I can manage. Sorry, I was getting distracted by reading the rubbish.
No, that's fair.
I'm still using it, but you know, it is
Yeah.
rubbish.
Okay. So we have PWM connector to the motherboard, PWM connector to the fans, LED connector to the motherboard, LED connector for the Pcie charger, SATA power connector, LED switch connector, connector fan, cable for the controller. Switches.
This is what an existential crisis sound like. Are you talking about the writing or Joe?
Okay, HD audio. There's one labeled J audio over here. What does the audio one look like? Let's just start with that. Okay, this one's labeled HD audio. It's got only one way it can plug into one particular thing. So if we're just trying to like start doing.
We're just gonna do things. That is always a mistake.
Things. We're gonna start with this one because it's the hardest to screw up. Great. Now we got some momentum. Okay, so we've got two USB headers here. USB Gen 2 looks like... Here it is. Okay, so this is the USB Gen 2 one. Attached to the USB designated socket on the motherboard. These are SATA sockets, so we don't want to do it there. I'm not sure if this motherboard might not support that. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's okay though. In the very least though, the USB 3.0 socket can definitely plug into that. That's clearly labeled. And it's exactly where it should be. Okay, so the on-off switch, I think that stuff is down here somewhere. What I really need is... Oh, good news, everyone! You remember how I said there's only one place for me to put down any of these components, and it's directly on top of a box because there's no horizontal clear surfaces in this room? That's the box for the motherboard that has the motherboard and manual in it.
Well done. Oh, hello, Ren. Thank you for the raid.
Oh, you're getting a raid.
I'm getting a raid from Ren. Right, so currently, I hope you had a good stream to start with. But also currently, I'm doing bullet journaling. Joe is doing computer stuff and having a very good time with it. So...
Oh, fantastic time. It's like I'm on holiday at the seashore, Cleo. It's like I'm at Whitby during the Goth Festival.
You can probably mean that to say that Joe is not having a great time, but he's doing it anyway. Joe's building a computer, and I don't know if the poll is still running, but we did have is Joe gonna cry? We're watching Joe struggle. We are feeling Joe struggle. Joe is definitely struggling. I'm making my bullet journal, which is a handmade journal kind of thing, and it has themes and stuff. So you know, like that one was lemons was my theme for that. That was musicals. This one was plants. I quite like that one. That one's still quite a nice chill one. The ocean, squids. That one is horoscopes. And we're currently doing like vintage. So we've not yet made Joe cry. We're trying. Well, I say we trying. Joe's trying. So
I'm trying my best not to cry. Okay, so I found the jumper guide from the motherboard box that says where to plug the power switch, HDD, LED, and the power LEDs in. That is jumper block JFP1. And
thought June was going to be rainbows. It was a possibility, but it didn't work out that way. This page is going to be vintage books because I've got lots of books. So sounds like crying on the inside. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to call Joe out because I feel like Joe's calling himself out. So
I'm doing fantastic. Okay.
oh yeah, I feel the phantasm and
yeah.
I'm just counting things off. 6, 7, 8, 9. And that should be quarters. You love the vintage looks. I love your themes. Those cut out letters are gorgeous. Thanks. That is the letters. The lettering is that sort of comes from doing boards at when I was teaching. I put boards and stuff up at junior school. So, you know. Yep, thanks Anna for sharing the multi-stream. Joe is currently looking at a manual and trying to make it work. So
yeah, so I've got to like put the power switch in the right jumpers, that sort of thing. Jumpers are what you call these little pins that stick out here. They're very hard to see probably on camera, but they do exist, and if I screw this up, it could be bad.
I mean, I think if you screw this up, it could be bad is basically what you've been doing this whole stream. If I screw this up, it could be bad. You know, that's basically what Joe has been doing all the time. Well, if I screw this bit up, it could all go wrong. Thank you, Paleo, for the biddies. I do appreciate it. But now, if I screw this up, it could go badly. Is this your streaming computer that you're doing? Like your normal?
So right now I'm streaming from my laptop, which is why everything is bizarro.
So this is Joe's work computer that he's screwing up.
I'm in trouble if it goes bad computer. Okay.
Yeah, this is like Joe has other computers and other systems, but you know, it's fine. We're here for Joe. We're staying here. We're staying loyal.
Thank you, Leo.
That's fine. Teachers had me change the display board. A lot of trust for giving a 9-year-old a staple gun. Changing the boards was like a lot of fun because I did enjoy like the creative process of making boards, but the lettering and the cutting out, particularly at primary school. I mean, at high school, we actually had somebody come in and do our boards, like all the art stuff. And that seemed like a great job to me. I've seen you on LD Shadow Lady's channel before. I mean, that's likely. I mean, we did do things together. And by things, I mean specifically Third Life. Or Last Life. I think she was in. So, yeah. Don't forget to tell Joe to toggle the Heisenberg compensator.
Oh, so this is really fun. This book it's like turn to page 30 for the connectors, right? But then like there's like 8 page 30s because every language has it restarts the
There are 8 page 30s because of each language having its own page.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so CPU fan, pump fan 1. Okay, where's the USB 3 connector? That's okay.
I'd love a job doing school displays. To be honest, I don't understand how any school can afford someone specifically there just to do the display boards. You know what annoyed me is that they asked us to tell the person what we wanted on the display board and to give them all the stuff. So it's a case of we basically had to plan it and get all the work sorted and backed for her. And it was just sort of like, I could just do this myself. It's literally just an extra 10 minutes. And Mind you, I don't begrudge anybody a job, so... But I could have done it myself. And I had to when I was in juniors, in primary school, because that's what you do. That's what you do. Had the class come do the boards and decoration. Monthly motivational quotes. Yeah, that's pretty common. And so, in fact, I have my own monthly motivational quotes. It's not about how old you are, it's about how you're old. I tend to pick things that are relevant to me. That's sort of the quote that I live by. And I like that one. We swim in distant oceans but land on the same shore. It's kind of a nice thing to do before I come in and just go, I'm going to do this quote. I'm glad you have quotes that are relevant to you and you're like, yeah, can you imagine being relevant to somebody else? It'd be awkward, ultimately speaking. You doing okay, Joe? You've gone quiet.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what more of these cables are.
Okay.
So, it's like there's a PWM connector to motherboard, PWM connector to fans. I need to figure out what that acronym is.
Need to figure out what those things mean. Yeah, we need to figure out what words are. Chat, if you can help Joe with what those words mean, that's fine.
This is not pre-recorded. We are doing this live.
Joe is doing this live for some reason.
PWM.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Pulse width modulation allows a motherboard BIOS to control your fan speeds. Okay. So.
Books. I said I was going to use that later, and use it I did. Okay, let's cut some things out.
Okay, so we got
do some choppy.
RGB1, and this says RGB. It also says 12 volts. I'm just going to keep plugging in cables until I have fewer cables. Okay?
That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I'm all for it, Joe. Let's go.
Yeah, so this let's make sure that this one's actually 12 volts. Oh, wait, I found it. Switching fan mode and adjusting fan speed. Okay, so fan connectors can be classified as PWM mode or DC mode. I guess I just...
I'm understanding this. Aren't you, chat?
Fan, CPU... No, not CPU fan. Pop fan, sys fan. So I need sys fan for the PWM cable. Sys fan 1. Okay, can that reach that? Oh, no.
Why is Joe inflicting this himself?
Because I needed a new computer case?
Because the new computer case, because he needs to move it around. And if things inside are jiggling, that's probably a mistake. So, you know.
Okay. Oh, I can get a lot more length out of these. These cables are cable tied back here in such a way that is artificially shortening their length. So this is going to make a real mess now.
As opposed to the fake mess that we've been seeing before.
No, nothing before was messy. Oh, wait, no, those are the ones going the other direction. Oh, boy. So, yeah, I just made an unnecessary mess. Okay.
Deep breaths, Joe. Deep breaths. We believe in you. You've got this.
Thank you. Okay, so PWM cable comes out of there. It's a PWM input.
Where do you get these prints you're cutting out right now? I ordered a bunch of like stickers from Amazon, and there's a whole bunch of things, and like it's like when you get the washi tape. You can generally find this sort of stuff at craft stores, but you know, you got to find the stuff that you want to use, and so I did. Joe might as well be speaking Greek after he's been Google translated through double Dutch and that. I mean, I'm sure Joe understands what's going on.
I mean, I understand the core concepts. I'm just, there's a lot of options with this case that weren't on my old one and then might not necessarily apply.
I think that was a yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, it's a yes. I generally know what's going on.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't specifically know because of, like, vendor-specific choices what is happening.
Right.
In certain contexts.
I know what's happening, except for the bits that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Like, that should track.
I mean, for you, yeah, absolutely it tracks.
Okay. So, can I reach sysfan 1 here? Because that's... Man, all of these cables are just, like, almost the right length.
Almost the right length, but not quite. So you might have to order new cables, or are you okay with that?
The thing is that there's 4 sysfans.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm hoping plugging the fan controller into sysfan 3, which it can reach, is just as good as plugging it into sysfan 1, which it cannot.
Well, I guess we'll find out when you turn it on.
Yeah, the fans will either turn on or they won't,
That's how it works, unfortunately. It'll either work or it won't. Yep. Joe Tech Talk makes my brain feel like pancakes. Yeah, I've been here for like 3 hours now, so I understand.
Okay.
But Joe's going to do this, and it's going to be amazing. We've all decided.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost done with the motherboard plugging in stuff. We've got the PCIe still, but that's easy. Okay, so I just need to verify that the actual fan, the cables coming out of the fans, wherever those are actually going into something plugged into the motherboard. Because otherwise, they're not going to turn on for sure. So, there's a fan in the back here.
Mm-hmm.
The fan in the back is ready to attack and turn into a ballroom blitz. Okay, but also I have no idea where that fan cable actually runs to. Let me verify it plugs into something. Boom. It plugs into fan rail 2. Awesome.
That makes sense. That's where I said it would go. Totally.
Right. And then there's 2 other fan cables that are running into fan rail 2 as well. So I think we're good there. Now, this case technically did come with an LED RGB strip that I am not going to bother to plug in right now. That is out of scope for getting back to being able to do work. So we are not going to worry about that at the moment. Okay.
Okay, that is a job for future Joe, who hates current Joe. So.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. I also realized I did not route this motherboard cable properly.
Oh,
so
no.
I have to unplug motherboard power.
Hearing Joe struggle while Cleo doing journals is funny and therapeutic. I mean, Joe could be doing something else, but he's chosen this as his topic of the day.
Yeah, I brought this on myself.
We try not to judge Joe, but it is difficult in this instance.
So we're going to try and route this motherboard power connector cable through the part of the case it's supposed to go to this time. So that way it's not blocking the case from closing up later, because that would be annoying.
It would. It would be very annoying.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody's got time for that to not... Okay. So, we plug that back in right here. That's absolutely the right location for it. Okay.
That's nice, dear teacher voice is incredible.
Okay. Next thing, PCI.
You're not wrong.
Let me make sure I haven't missed any tips rolling in. We are doing rotational camera today, so every time we get a $1 tip, we do rotate the camera 1 degree angular. Okay, cool. Gonna take a sip of my drink, and then we're gonna put the graphics card and the Elgato video capture card back in.
Mm-hmm.
The video capture card, Cleo, is what lets me get the Nintendo footage.
Yep.
And you'll see when I hold this up how much I had to warp it in order to fit in the old case. I had to bend this metal here because the old case was not the old case was super warped.
Oh.
And
Yeah, no, that seems like a terrible thing to do.
yeah, you don't that's not what you want to be doing. Okay. So when I'm thinking about which of these slots
Stop it.
we want to
Stop calling me out. Look, I'm not going to be helpful to Joe in any like reasonable way, shape, or form, right? The best I can do for Joe. No, I know, but they're calling me out on my The best I can do is just sit here and be supportive. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why I'm here right now.
Okay, for all the Rendog raiders who came in, you missed me explaining this earlier. Cleo is a mood leveler. It might be more stressful being around Cleo than not being around Cleo in a normal time, but in a really bad situation, it's less stressful being around Cleo than being around Cleo.
Because Cleo is very supportive and she tries to calm you down. Unless you're fine, at which case she stirs up trouble. That's the thing. Like if you're up here, I bring you down here. But if you're down here, I will try and bring you up. You gotta giga support Cleo. I'm very supportive.
The graphics card, which actually it looks like needs. Does it need those two slots? Nope, it needs a different slot open. So we're gonna move.
Mood leveler, not exasperator. I depends if Joe's okay, then I'll be exasperating to him. Joe is not okay right now. Joe is.
I'm getting by.
You're getting better because it's going well. It wasn't going well earlier, and I didn't make fun of you at all.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it actually goes well later too, because we haven't actually tried turning this back on yet with the graphics card.
That's true. Cleo is chaotic neutral. She's trying to bring balance. I've always said I'm chaotic neutral. That's true.
The thumb screws on these are definitely not actually turnable by a person's hands. Great job.
But will Joe cry? He's doing well. I think earlier he was on the verge of tears, but now he's doing better. So I think he's gonna be all right. You know?
Getting the graphics card in now. This is not too risky. In theory, it should just seat properly there. Okay. That is not much thing to deeply distress about. Okay. It's so nice being able to actually screw the graphics card into place. It was being gravity fed into the PCI slot in the old computer.
Mm-hmm. So my stance is Joe's average stress should always be around 8 or so, since he's above 8. Yeah. Well, no, I'd say Joe's adequate stress level is about 7. You know, we like Joe at about a 7. You know, it's you know not so bad that he's in tears, but bad enough that he's unsettled. So now we put in the gold lettering. Lucky number 7. It's like it's you know those stress levels that doctors ask you about. Is your pain at a 6 or a 7 out of 10? And then you go for an 8 because otherwise they won't believe you. Not that they believe me anyway. Go on.
I was going to say thank you to Benny P for tipping 5. That is going to, what do you call it? Rotate the camera here another 5 degrees. So let me make sure we've got the right camera selected.
We keep Joe at uncomfortable levels. That's fine.
Boom, 65 degrees of rotation. Additional tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat, and we'll keep rotating it as we go.
I will point out that I do things like accept donations as well. I do have Streamloots. I also do partner stuff like subs and things, and you know That would be nice, but don't feel obligated. But thank you, if you do. I've got to feed my my washi tape addiction.
Yep.
Because I've only got 2 boxes worth of washi tape at the moment, and that's far too few. Like, look, this and another box is all I have. How will I cope with just this and another box?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
I know, it's like I'm personally traumatized. Zombies care about mental health. Got to keep those brains healthy and healthy and let's go with juicy.
Okay, so I'm realizing.
Well, Keisha Jones, thank you for the biddies for the 3rd washi tape box fund. You see, I have another box. Like I have like an empty box ready to go for like the 3rd level. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And then I'm putting the Elgato card directly in front of the fan output for the graphics card, which is maybe not optimal. Maybe we should move the whole graphics card down to the 2nd slot here. And then have it further from the CPU, which is going to generate a lot of heat.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because so you see this slot right here, Cleo? I don't know if you can see it, if the camera's at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
Or that.
It depends on what slot you're pointing at. I can't tell.
I'm trying to move the camera over. Okay, so there's a slot right here.
Hang on a second.
Behind the fans.
Thank you, His Matey, for the Fill the Box fund. It's appreciated.
Well, but here's the problem: is there's a fan for the heatsink from the hard drive. That's right there, and so I can't put the GPU directly over that either. Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna block partially the thing here. So we gotta bend this metal back into place now that we're not using a warped.
That big sticker on the left-hand side of the page. This
Case from the Elgato. We gotta bend that metal back into place. Okay, and then we're gonna just slot.
It's one of these that I've cut out, but this is just this thing here is just this washi tape that I just. In your 10-litre box of washi tape under that's arguably too much washi tape.
It's only blocking like the lower half of the first fan. I'm just gonna have to hope that's okay. I mean,
it does seem like you got a lot of fans in there, Joe, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
She says, knowing nothing about this.
So also some people are saying the 2nd slot might not switch to 8X if it's not the 2nd graphics card. Yeah, that was my other concern. That's why I always put the graphics card in first. Because the computers like that.
They do. How dare they?
Okay, so where did I lose a...
Not that much will get used. I mean, it'll all get used eventually. I mean, I've used most of these washi tapes in this journal so far. The only ones I haven't done is the kidney beans and eggs, the mushrooms, the bananas. I think that's the only ones that I haven't actually physically used yet.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of angle the camera.
Maybe we do food next time. Definitely kidney beans. Thank you, Doom Dolly, for the biddies. It's appreciated. I like the fact that you are dealing with my addiction so readily.
Okay, yeah, so y'all can see the Elgato card is significantly lower. You can't.
I can't, but...
The Elgato card is way lower, though, down here. So it's not blocking the whole thing.
We seem to have an egg tape. Yeah. Well, the egg tape was my friend Corp sending me the egg tape because it was pretty. Food month. Yeah, so like I do monthly themes. Like this one is vintage. But last month it was zodiacs. So, you know, and I could just make the theme food. I could do that. I love strawberries. I don't.
Hey, also, we got a tip rolling in for 15 from Increda Mike, who says, good luck with the build. So that's going to increase our camera rotation here to 80 degrees. Thank you, Increda Mike. Woo.
Thank you, Mini Cheese Mouse, for the 627 donation. I don't have it pop up with what you probably left onto it because some reason my activity feed is busted. If you want to just copy and paste what you said in the chat, I will read it. Thank you.
Hey.
Talk about food, then I might get hungry. I am already hungry. I had breakfast, but it's now 6 o'clock, so...
Well, good news, Cleo. We are very close to being able to turn this on. Okay? At this
Ooh.
point, I just need to plug in. Of course, I'm realizing I put the camera... I moved the boom to show the Elgato card, and now it's directly in front of where I need it. So, one second while I readjust the camera.
Yep. Somebody just asked me if I could list the use of supplies. I use this knife, this origami book. I have various rolls of washi tape. I use lettering stickers. I use like stickers. I use like nice pretty bits of paper. And I use markers of some description and scissors. That's about it. I haven't had lunch. No, I had breakfast. I haven't had lunch yet.
I had a handful of peanuts.
Yeah. Arguably,
fairness,
Joe is running on less food than I am.
But I have digestive issues, so if I try to do anything that requires a lot of concentration right after I eat, I'm uncoordinated and busy, and that's a bad mix with this.
Yeah.
So I structured my day that way intentionally.
That's fair. And also, I'm always uncoordinated and busy, so...
Dizzy or busy?
Busy.
Gotcha. So we're going to route these power cables through here. Sorry this isn't a great camera angle, but there is no good way to show this. This is
well
just
done,
a terrible
Mini Cheese
camera.
Mouse.
Worst possible camera angle. But now that I've got the power cables routed successfully, we can bring this back down here. So we've got these power cables coming down and through. VGA1, VGA2.
I'll have lunch / dinner or no, I'll have lunch and then later on I'll eat again because, you know, your body doesn't really care when it gets its food so long as it gets its food. It's just how it goes.
Okay.
I don't do well with huge meals.
Power.
The pillow party size. Oh, the embroidery threads. No, I sent that to Anna. Anna got the joy of dealing with that. But I'm glad it went to somebody who wanted it. So, you know, that's cool. Cleo is not a huge tea person. No, don't like tea. Tea sucks. I'm also what's known as a super taster, which means I have more taste buds than average on most people. So bitter things.
Find that out. Hold on. How do? Is that like
it was like you put dye. Like it was a thing that we did in school. You put dye on your tongue, and they count taste buds in a certain area. And I just have more taste buds than most people. So. It's not good, I'll give you that, because bitter things taste incredibly bitter to me. So, you know, I don't like things like coffee and stuff. Or like some people can eat lemons raw. I can't do that because it's just so incredibly sour and bitter. So, yeah. But that's a genuine thing. I just have more taste buds than most people, which sucks because food tastes worse.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
They call it a super taster, but it's rubbish.
So, in theory, we now have everything done inside the case to turn the case back on. We don't have the power supply shroud put back on yet, but we don't want to do that until we know for sure that it works. We don't have the actual case cover put back on. Once again, we want to make sure it works first. In the short term, though, we need to plug in 4 things. Cleo, do you want to guess how many of those 4 things do you think you can guess?
I'm guessing graphics card.
Well, graphics card's plugged in.
Okay.
To the motherboard already.
Fans?
Fans are no. We're looking at external things. We're ready to start plugging things into the outside of the case.
Oh, Oh, I know things that go into the outside of the cases sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing monitor, keyboard, mouse, speakers, power.
You got 3 of the 4 though.
Yeah, I would have figured it out if I was actually physically doing it.
Yeah, this was not like a super trick question. I just was kind of killing time while I get everything plugged in. Okay, so for right now, we're going to test it with the keyboard and mouse plugged in directly to the motherboard rather than to the USB headers in the front of the case. Because it's easier that way. So there is keyboard plugged in. Mouse is right here. I'm putting them in a place where they're not actually very easily usable, but like we'll at least be able to tell if they work or what have you. Okay. For monitor, now here's where it gets tricky. Which of these cables is actually the one for the monitor I want to use? There we go.
It's okay, Marie. It's fine.
So, of course, the monitor I want to use is behind the one that is in front. But that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to press the power button on the front of the case.
Everybody hold your breath. Drum roll.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. Let me know when you need a drum roll.
Well, you can drum roll. Okay, so we're seeing things are generally powering up. We've got a post LED. I'm seeing the motherboard info showing up on the desktop here. One thing I'm not seeing. Okay, so Windows is booted. That's okay. That's
good.
That's a win. That's a win. Now, there's a few things that are wrong. For example, none of the case fans are turning on. Remember how I was like, I don't know if it matters which thing I plug that into. Now, the case fan's not turning on doesn't really matter while the case is open like this. But before I close that up, that is something I'm going to have to troubleshoot.
Right.
And that might require me going into the BIOS and doing a bunch of stuff. But in terms of like I might be able to just go in software when the computer boots and tell it to feed tell it like, hey, this is now the fan controller port. Otherwise, I might need to get a slightly longer cable. But is the CPU fan running? Yeah, the fan in the, you know what? Oh, hey, here's something I forgot about. You can actually this is my phone camera. Yeah, so the CPU fan here is running. Right? The graphics card fans are not running right now because it's not really doing anything. But that's fine.
Reasonable.
I wonder, though, actually, are the case fans off because they're waiting for actual processor load? Let me just lean this against this. That can't possibly go sideways. Nope, that's okay.
You can breathe, guys. It's fine. You don't need to hold your breath anymore. It works, mostly.
It kind of mostly works. Okay.
Like Windows booting up. Big win. Big win.
Windows opening. Big win.
Thought it was given an error code, but it turned out it was a temperature reading.
Okay.
Well done, JT.
Now I'm immediately regretting taking that out of the thing. Because when it was in the thing... Yeah, don't read my palm. No divination here. When it was in this thing, I could use my hands, and now I can't because I'm holding the camera. Okay, so I'm going to boot into Windows and see if I give it a task, if those other fans turn on. They might be keyed to only kick in at a certain CPU load or something, but probably not. I think they should have at least done a temporary spin up, prove that mouse works, keyboard works. What's something that requires processing power? Let's also turn that light down so I don't get blinded. Let's open up replay mod.
No, unlucky Desperado. It was definitely notes, not. I am enjoying watching Joe's screen at the moment because it's got a little rainbow going. And I'm all about rainbows,
Yeah.
It's what I like.
For the case fan, it depends on the UFI settings. It can be CPU, PCI, or system load.
Yep, that makes
sense.
There should
be guides for where to plug the fans in on the motherboard guide. Well, the thing is, there's 4 motherboard headers for the fans, and I picked there was only 2 I could reach, was the problem. So, So I'm gonna just be. It's easier in some ways for me to just come in here and try and start running a high difficulty process in Minecraft, or high CPU usage process in Minecraft than anything else.
What you mean walking around the main part of the server? Yeah, I get you.
No, I was gonna open up replay mod and run an export.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll kick everything in.
That'll kick everything out as well.
Yeah.
It's a very big thing to do.
It's a real world test.
Mm-hmm.
That's practical.
Yep.
So,
and something that you will have to do. So.
Yeah, and if something goes wrong here, it'll tell me that there's clearly something. Okay, so. Yeah, it's rendering.
Why do I feel like it's just agreeable noises to Joe's faffing? You're not wrong, but like we said, I'm trying to keep Joe at a stable level. I don't understand what Joe's doing, so I'm just going to nod whilst Joe explains, and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So CPU is spinning up. The CPU fan is definitely running, but yeah, the case fans are not kicking in. So I might need to go into the BIOS and do that, but that's not stream stuff. This was.
No. You did good, Joe. You did good.
Yeah. The case fans are 4-pin, so you can actually see where I've plugged in the case fan. Right here.
Show you
I couldn't quite reach fan.
Give you something to watch while Joe's talking. It's fine.
So, yeah, that's the deal with that.
Yay! So I'm impressed that it works, Joe. So you know.
Yay! Thank you, Cleo. I appreciate you being impressed with me.
It's alive.
Okay. So yeah, that's. Does it show the CPU temperature on here? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That's fine.
It's fine.
As long as the CPU fans are running. Because that's one of those things where, well, remember how I said we needed to test to make sure that the CPU was drawing full power as well? Because that's one of those weird things where it can be getting some power, but not enough if it's not properly seated. This is
Something
a good
like
test
that,
of that.
That's cool.
You know?
Yay.
Okay.
So, are we finished?
Yeah, I think, for all intents and purposes, yes. Let me make sure I don't have anybody else that I need to thank for tips. Nope, looks like we're clear on that. So, yeah. Thank you, Cleo, for hanging out. You've been a great help.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure if that's sarcastic or not.
It's been nice to have the company.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to drop out of the call then. Now that you're sorted, you are sorted, right?
Yeah, I'm all sorted. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna take a break and have lunch, and then I'll figure out this case
Good.
fan thing offline.
Good. So
alrighty.
I'll see you later, Joe. Have
Catch
a
you
good
later, Cleo.
evening, and I'll catch you later. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, disconnected from that call. Thank you guys for being absolutely amazing. You've been wonderful today, and I know it's sometimes difficult that when this sort of stuff happens. So I do appreciate you. We did get a lot done, and by we I mean me, obviously. I got this entire page done. I got this page. I've got like most of June finished. So we did quite a bit. I've only got one more June page to do, and then next month we're going on to, I think, flowers. Let's hit my end screen up and let's see who we can raid. Don't tell anybody. Don't say anything. Joe's on my list twice. I'm gonna raid me a pearl. Okay, so I'm going to raid, and I will see you next time. I've enjoyed today, so I will see you next time. You're class dismissed if you like Jared. Bye bye, guys. See you later.